I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
Coach
Yeah. Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Morant.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop if
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is up? What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. You's not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Got to get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing. We switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap. Smitty and Jason Brown.
To the Coach JB show.
What up? We are in the friendly confines of the Slapdick Studio and Lounge on this Work Boot Wednesday. Shout out to my boy Ruben in the chat. He took me again on poker right here at this table last Saturday night. He got lucky, fucker. We're going to dive into it, though. This is Work Boot Wednesday. Strap up your hard hats and your work boots. And we got a hell of a show for you today. Steve, I'm always right. Fucking right I am. You know why? Because it's my show, motherfucker. Let's get into it. We got a loaded show today. Big Matt McChesney's going to dive in and talk about this Shedeur Sanders being drafted debate that Smitty and I started yesterday. We'll finish today. We got a lot of things going on today. A lot of NBA to talk about, a lot of football to talk about. So pound the like, subscribe, become a member of our Discord, Slap Nation today. Download the Discord app, become a member of our Slap Nation Discord. Plus, join winnable.com/slap picks as our picks are hitting. I got 2 picks up today, one NHL, one NBA. I've been hitting on them, so come on over there and join us all. Shaun King, Tank Johnson, Big Matt, Steve Kim, myself, Eric Weddle. We're all in Winnable giving you our picks. Join it today. Let's start the show off the right way. The jersey swap era has caused soft asses to become hard heads. Listen to me. Don't just hear my tone. Rashee Rice is, in a matter of a month, has basically thrown his career away because nobody in his circle has the balls enough to tell him he's fucking up. We are so worried about being liked and accepted that we have allowed more kids' futures to be lost than ever before. Henry Ruggs, Rashee Rice, John Morant are just to name a few. The inability to coach hard and love harder has become our future heroes to become zeros. Now let's dive into it. Austin Rivers says 30 NBA players can play in the NFL, but not 30 NFL players could play in the NBA. He's a fucking idiot. We're going to dive into that. Jamal Murray not suspended? Fined $100K, which the team will pay for him. We'll dive into that. The Celtics blow out the Cavs as expected, and Luka is looking very hobbled as the Thunder look like the 1 seed. Shedeur Sanders releases his single when he should be working on his release. We're going to dive into it. Rashee Rice is now a suspect in a Dallas nightclub incident. Whitlock has Antonio Brown on his show in what I would call an awkward duo. And John Daly looks better than both C.J. Stroud and Stephen A. Smith as he throws out his first pitch for the Cardinals. But before we begin, my wonderful co-host, self-esteemed Ball State legend, Naptown's finest, 317 Far East Side great, and AR5 defending, Lamar Jackson loving, LeBron hairline having, Caitlin Clark jocking, Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty. Welcome him in. Clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. Yeah.
What's going on, y'all, man? I'm taking shots all show. We swinging all show, JB. I might swing at you sometimes. I'm damn sure gonna swing at Austin Rivers today. And who else know? If you in my way, you getting swung on, man. Load this show, feel the music. What's going on, chat? What y'all got going on there? Who's in the chat right now? Say what's up to Big Smitty. We got D, Porus, Brian Case making money, Mark Rideout, Eric Rivera. Everybody in the show right now, JB. Get your mind right.
We got the studio cracking. I'm doing all the work for that. I had to take a couch upstairs, 6 flights, just so you know, FYI, the elevator does not fit big stuff. So me and my boy Roy in the chat.
Shout out to Roy.
Carried a fucking full-on leather couch up 6 stairs yesterday.
Ooh.
You
need that.
You was in AC.
That.
You was in AC telling Joy Taylor how fucking beautiful she is.
You need that. You need the stairs.
I'm sweating, fucking carrying up a leather couch. Took up four big leather chairs, a leather couch. I got to take this big-ass 96-inch TV that weighs 600 pounds up there next. 2 rugs. I went and bought 2 rugs around the corner downtown LA. Got the rugs in there. By the way, all the ladies in the Discord, I dropped some videos in there to get y'all, creative minds working, and let me know what you thought about that. I didn't look back in there. I knocked out last night because I was out for about 10 hours yesterday because I'm stuck, Smitty. See, once I get out to downtown LA,
over.
If I ain't get out of there by 1 back, then I'm fucked. So Roy and I and AE, we stayed out there and chill. We went to a little spot, watched a little Celtics game, and then still was in traffic for a minute, but it wasn't as bad as it was. So it is what it is. We got some shit done though. We got a phone line in there. We got internet in there.
AC.
Basically, the furniture's in there. Now I just need the bar, the microwave, the toaster for your avocado toast.
Yep.
The trash can, a mini fridge. And then I got the coffee pot and shit. And then that's it. And then the mural man, my mural guy came. He measured everything. He checked everything out. We're gonna do what I used to do in the football office. We're gonna wrap the walls.
Okay.
So we have to, you get them printed out on big vinyl wrap. Then we'll water them up with a squeegee, old school. I know how to do it. I'll do it. I'm sure I'll do it too. And then we'll do that. We'll wrap the walls, make that shit look legit. And then Barrett Boss says, I go run up in your studio. Is that Antonio Brown talking in this motherfucker?
Somebody who messages like that though would really do it, I think. Now they wouldn't be successful.
Good.
Because they're a little woo.
Yeah.
They would at least attempt to do it though.
By the way, Barrett Boss, we're on the 6th floor, and I promise you I'll throw you out the window. I'm just telling you straight out.
Guarantee.
I will throw you out the window and watch and film you as you fall down to the ground. I go be masked up. Translate.
I go be masked up. I am going to have a mask on when I approach your studio.
I go be masked up. Got it. I go be masked up.
I go be masked up.
Got it.
How about this? I go beat your ass and you enter the studio. How about that, motherfucker?
You wonder why our youth is so fucking illiterate and
that's
dumb.
the reason right there.
He's the reason. This fucking idiot right here.
He's the guy.
He is. He's one of the reasons why.
Hey, the lady said in the chat, I was doing a quick look. They said, Coach, you have great interior design skills.
I do, though. Look at my house.
And then they said your crib is nice. Very nice rug. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to give away to everybody, but they said very nice. They like what they've seen so far. So
yeah, I got to figure out the layout. So, ladies, I sent you like 4 videos in that Discord, and it's 4 different setups. So I put the single chair in one corner, but I'm gonna get rid of the black rug underneath the single chair.
Oh damn!
Because it's square and it goes up against the other square rug. See, you don't know, Smitty. You don't know you haven't designed house yet. We need a circle rug under that chair or no rug. And I'm going to
Can it still be black at least? That's all I care about.
It is black already. I'm going to take the black rug and throw it under the big couch under the window now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
As long as we keep the black ones, all I care about. I don't want you to throw away the black.
I got black chair. I had to get a white chair. I had to.
I get it.
We got to. It's race the show if we don't have that. So I got the white couch, white. We got the
contrast.
So we're doing a modern show. We're doing a modern sports show. So one side will be sports, one side, where we sit will be modern. I got the little oval marble table.
Wee.
I got a 2-tier table, by the way. So if we have to have the board underneath, it's going to be on the bottom level.
I might put a checkerboard on there, a black and white checkerboard.
I put cigar humidor on there. Yeah, you don't get no chance. You don't get an opportunity on that. But we'll put something up. We'll put a little Ball State something in there hanging up.
You know what I mean? Maybe the mural guy put like a little chirp on the wall or something. Just something real little. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, something. So we'll see. Let's get to the quote of the day, brought to you by betonline.ag. What up, TikTok?
What up, man? The real Coach JB here for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's BetOnline. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to BetOnline today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Peace.
I don't do shit for free. You can pay me and I'll fucking do an inspiration speech to you. I don't do shit for free.
I do anything for money.
Pause.
Pause, right. No deal.
All right, let's dive into the quote of the day, brought to you by Prize Picks. We ignore truths for temporary happiness. A lot of you do that on TikTok. A lot of you in this thing do that as well. See, some cat, D.D. Jones, I don't know who he is. Must be a fake D. Jones. He came in and was like, get you some substance, yo. See, now I might not do any part of the show. I might just talk to Smitty the whole fucking 3 hours.
Just because
of your bitch ass in here talking shit who has no substance to his own motherfucking life. But he want to be in here. We ignore truths for temporary happiness. That's what D.D. Jones is doing right now. He's a ball juggler by day, and then by night, he is a dick juggler.
There's a title for that.
Yeah, it's called the fucking my balls in your jaws.
There's a term for that in the adult film industry. I can't remember what it's called though.
Cuckold. Isn't that what it is?
Well, I think that's when you got a wife or something.
Jeff taught us cuckold or cockhold.
Cuckold, ain't that when you got like a wife or a husband and you watch them have somebody else?
Adam 98 or whatever. That's that guy.
Adam 108. Yeah, I think when you watch your wife fuck somebody else.
Yeah.
Fluffer. There you go, Nate.
Oh, fluffer. Yeah,
fluffer. That's the proper term. Thank you, Nate.
Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Contrary to belief. Contrary to belief.
That's a bar.
Happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. See, I'm positive no matter what. I've been down in the dumps, drugged through the mud, been accused of shit. People lie on my name. It is what it is. But you know what? I'm always like, you know what? I know my truth.
Right.
I know my truth. I'll be fine. Poll questions, Big Smitty. Let's get right out to it.
Let's go.
Is Luka mid when his 3 is off? Listen, first of all, I want the chat to talk about it, and I'm going to cook Smitty right now, and I'm so fucking tired. I've been on this kick for a while now, and I'm so glad to see this motherfucker struggling because not to
Are
see
you a hater? You a hater.
No. Time out. Let me retract. Not to see a guy struggle, but I want to prove a point that I've been talking about for so long. Motherfuckers say that Larry Bird couldn't play today, and we're watching this slow white boy that can't jump dominate the league all season long. But when his three goes out, I told y'all, in the 90s, this motherfucker would never have been able to play because his three goes out, he can't get to the rack, and he would have get dominated on defense. This dude is mid without a three-point shot. He's 5 for 35, Smitty, in the playoffs right now from three, and he was fucking cold last night and looked shitty. When he shoots threes and misses, Big Smitty, the Dallas Mavericks have no shot because the ball goes through him regardless. Kyrie Irving becomes a passive-aggressive thought. He's not number one. When Kyrie says, hey, Luka, you're down right now, I'm taking over. He doesn't do it because he defers to Luka for some reason like he did LeBron. He's always been Batman to his Robin or Robin to his Batman. I think Kyrie can easily go be Batman and take over. We know that the skill set he possesses. Why he doesn't, I don't know. Last night he deferred while Luka was cold. Luka hurts them when he's cold, and Luka is mid when he's cold. If you watch when he misses threes, Smitty, what does he do? He looks like he's crying, like he got shitty diapers, like the motherfucker's moping. He wants a ref to save him. He wants everybody to help Luka. Luka's a bitch, homie. I'm so fucking tired of his crybaby ass. Nah, bullshit. He's a crybaby motherfucker, and he would have never survived a day in the 90s. Go ahead, Smitty. Cook me as you say.
So just for clarity, you listed a stat that I think was very telling. You said in these playoffs, Luka is 5 and 35 from the 3-point line this year.
5 of 35 from three.
That's the entire playoffs, right? And then your leading statement was this.
What is it, 6 games?
Your leading statement was this. When he's not making a 3-point shot, he's shitty. But I'm looking back at the last series against the Clippers in which they technically upset based upon seeding, based upon who they have on their roster compared to
Kawhi Leonard. Stop.
And they were better without Kawhi. Keep it funky. Keep it funky.
No, they weren't.
You even said that. Point being,
they could be, but they weren't.
Point being, majority of those games, Luka was balling. Not every game, but 33, 32, 29, 35, 28. Like the man was balling, even though he was cold from the 3-point line. So by you feeding me that stat 5 out of 35 from the 3-point line, you're actually helping my argument and weakening your case that he's shitty when he's not making the three because he ain't been making the three all playoff long. And you're not going to sit here and tell me that he's been shitty all playoff long because that would be false. So he had a bad game last night. So it was easy to hop on and kill him right now because they lost game 1 in OKC. But what I've noticed with Luka is 9 times out of 10, if he has a bad game, watch out for the next game. And this guy, there's nothing he can't do. He can make the mid-range. He can get to the rim. Obviously, he has the step back from the 3, draws fouls. He does everything. The problem, not even a problem, the thing about today's era is ran by analytics. So players barely do mid-ranges now, which is phenomenal. It's crazy to me. But it's either 3, you live by the 3 or you die by the 3. That's this era. But don't get it twisted. Don't get that confused with the inability to do other things. That's just the playing style they do based upon analytics. I think you always get it confused and say, oh, well, yeah, he in the 90s, he couldn't do shit because he can't get to the rim or he can't do it. He can't do it. You like to use the word can't. No. It's the era. For example, guys in the 90s, MJ, Pippen, all those cats, you think they couldn't have made way more threes if that was part of what it was? Come on now. We know they could, but the era wasn't like that. It was mid-range. It was post-up game going through your bigs. So eras matter. Don't let that confuse you. All I'm going to say is this. Luka's a fucking monster. He's a top 5 player in the league. It's one game. Relax.
Okay, first of all, show me where I said Luka's shitty. I didn't.
You said when he's not making the 3, he's
mid. I said he's mid.
You called him a bitch after that.
There's even people in here that knows I didn't say he was shitty. I said when he doesn't shoot the 3 and make it, he is mid at best. I never said Luka was shitty. I already know he's not shitty because this league is shitty. So, of course, he's going to be okay. So make sure we're clear on that.
Come on,
and he is a bitch. He has bitch tendencies every single game when it's not going his way. Look at his body and his demeanor. Look at what he does with the refs. Look at how he cries and mopes and bitches. He fell down yesterday, Smitty. Nothing with his ankle. And he stayed on the fucking floor for a whole transition from the ball going down on defense to back on offense. He stayed there and barely got up. And then he sat on the rim, on the basket, holding his ankle. I'm like, this motherfucker, dog. These cats have no desire to play through any type of pain. No pain. They have no pain tolerance whatsoever. And we don't want to call him a bitch.
Listen, me and you both from the hood, JB. We know how powerful. We know how powerful that B word is. Yeah, so when you throwing that around loosely,
that's why we say it now.
Be confident in what you're saying.
That's why we say it now, because it's so fucking. That's what it is. A bunch of bitches allowed people to call them bitch. So like, fuck it. I'm just throwing it out there.
So tell me, what would have happened back in like the 90s, and so if somebody called you a bitch, JB?
It would have been in person. There would have been a fight. See, the game's changed. Y'all say two things can be true. Y'all changed the game by social media. Listen, me and Roy were talking last night about gangbanging. Gangbanging has really settled down and died out for a lot of reasons, and this is why.
That's good.
It's not good because this is what has happened.
It ain't good.
Well, listen, this is why it's happened.
What the hell?
They've reverted to going online and doing a podcast on Vlad TV or one of these fucking guys and basically telling on their motherfucking self. They rather tell on themselves on what happened in the hood and get cracked and indicted over being on a goddamn video on a show just to say, did you all see me on Vlad TV? I got likes and clicks. Instead of actually doing the dirt in the hood, they're online talking about what they would have did and should have did and what they did do 10 years ago and get indicted. And it has kind of slowed the streets down. It was funny, ironic how we were talking about this. It's kind of slowed the streets down. It's become online gangbanging, and we're so comfortable behind our phone and on this keyboard that it may have slowed it down. But what it's done is created the softest generation ever by what I mean by this. Nowadays, any conflict out there, these young cats pull a pistol and just shoot anything out there because they're so afraid of conflict and in-person interaction because they're used to their phone that they'll pull a pistol or do some cowardly act on an old lady and pull her down a flight of stairs and some old bitch-ass shit that it's because of what online gangbanging has become. And it's a fucking harsh reality, bro. It's crazy. And you don't really see, like where I'm at, just 4 or 5 years ago, was a very, very different place. Now it's like, fuck, I don't see shit no more around here.
You live in fucking, like, you live in the dream. Like, where you live at is the fucking goal where you live at.
I'm up in the hill, Smitty.
Fucking beautiful where you live.
You gotta go.
Don't stay too much. I want people
to know. But if you go south, though, they call this place a certain name. So,
well, next time I come out there, take me there. I want to go.
You don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Because I don't, I end up having to smoke somebody. All right, let's go. Let's dive into the show here. We got a lot to discuss real quick. Jamal Murray not being suspended gets a hefty fine. I want to dive into some histories and some facts because, I do research for the show, my personal show, so I don't look like an idiot when I do come in here and I rip everybody in the chat and I drop the facts because I'm never wrong on this show. Let me break this down. We're setting a kind of a new precedent by him not being suspended. Now, I get it. They don't want their stars to be suspended in this league, but we got some sort of consistency, dog. Like, this shit is crazy. $100,000 is not a hefty fine, by the way. This guy makes $200 million. Just so we're clear, $100,000 is about equal to $10 to Smitty and I. It's not a lot. Number one. Number two, I know for a fact, because I've talked to guys in NBA and NFL, if you're a favorite player on that team, the franchise will pay the $100K, just so we're clear. Or a sponsor of some sort will front the money so he can actually show good faith in that player that we're supporting you. We're your sponsor. We'll take care of the 100K. Jamal Murray's not losing out, Smitty, on this 100K.
Hold on, real quick. Has it been verified that it is 100K?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, I didn't know that.
So let's be clear there. 100,000. It's a slap in the face to everybody, in my opinion, that has been suspended for lesser in the past. Last year, the Miami Heat were playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, I want to say. And remember the player Dwayne Dedman?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but he got suspended. He got ejected out in the game, and then he got suspended, I believe, for 2 games for throwing a towel at a ref at the ground.
Yep.
Towel, not a heating pad, not twice. Not twice. He didn't throw it twice, Big Smitty. He threw a towel like, they ejected him and suspended him. Trying to figure out, in 96, because I'm a fucking savant of some sort. In 96, I want to say Roberto Alomar was at the plate. Smitty, he's looking down the plate, got a 2-2 fastball coming at him and shit, and strike out. And he was like, "What, ref?" He spit in the ump's face, homie. Plah! Spit in his face. The ref was a big swole ref, too. He's like, "Motherfucker, you spit in my face?" And the ref was like, "Fuck you. You weren't even born yet in 96. So
yes, I was.
And you know what they did? They suspended him the next season, 4 games. So I'm trying to give you guys on the realest show on planet Earth some context and some precedent for what's happening right now.
Right.
Jamal Murray throws an object on the court. A guy picks it up and saves the day, throws it away. This motherfucker throws it again. And I'm sitting here like, hold up, homie. This guy's not getting suspended? No, or anything? Just get a fine? I find it very egregious to all the other players out there that have had this happen and have been suspended for less. But Smitty, you take it.
Yeah, man. No, I appreciate the breakdown and the history lesson on that one. Listen, you guys, you watched the show yesterday. I told you straight up, I thought he should be suspended the game because for multiple reasons. One, someone could have got hurt. I know everyone's looking back saying, "Well, no, nothing happened." Well, you don't wait until something happens in order to correct an issue. Like you do, it's called preventive maintenance. You handle that before the issue happens, so because you don't want nobody getting hurt. Number one. Number two, like you just said, he threw something twice. It's not like he had a abrupt, just emotional, breakdown for a hot second, and then he lost his cool and he bounced back. He did it twice, kind of like Patrick Beverly a couple days prior, where he threw the basketball at that lady or at that fan twice. Like that means you actually gave it thought and you want to do this. Like this is what you're trying to do. And I mean, this guy's, like I said, this guy's a veteran. He's a star player on his team. Like, what goes through your mind for you to even do that, to throw an object on a court like a drunk fan? That's a drunk fan move. So I thought he should have got suspended. $100,000 fine is a slap on the wrist. Them saying a hefty fine, I thought it was gonna be a lot more than that because, like JB said, $100,000 to us is a whole bunch of money. To Jamal Murray, that's like 50 cents. Like that ain't nothing. 100,000. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like you're not going to learn from it. And then lastly, I think two reasons why he doesn't get suspended is because one, obviously he's a star. It's the playoffs, and like if it was a regular season, I think they do suspend him. But since it's the playoffs, they don't want to ruin the series by removing a star, which I understand, and to some degree I can appreciate. But then number two, when you look at the history and you look at situations like Draymond Green when he taps LeBron or whatever as LeBron steps over him and you suspend him for a finals game, it's like, well, hold on. Where's the consistency? I'm actually cool either way, but you gotta choose a direction and stick to that. It's not like Draymond choked LeBron or he punched him in. LeBron was trying to step over him, and Draymond kind of just flung his arm. I don't think he should have been suspended for a full game for that, but you did it. And you can say it was years ago, but it was in the NBA Finals. This is the second round. So you got to be consistent. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, Jamal could have hurt somebody by doing what he did. Someone actually stepped on the heat pad, I think, during the play. Thank God they didn't slip and fall or twist the ankle. But it could have happened. So by you just allow him to do this, it's because you like Jamal Murray. It's because he hasn't gotten in trouble prior to this this situation. So it's like you're giving him a little slap on the wrist. But it's like, no, man, be consistent. If this is the punishment, this is the punishment. When I was in college at Ball State, we had something called Don Patrol. So that's when if you were late to a workout, missed the class, any sort of trouble, you had to come to the field at 5:30 in the morning. And our strength coach will have some sort of punishment. Oftentimes, it would be 1,000 yards of plate pushes. You go to the football field, end zone to end zone with a 45-pound plate. You get down on your hands and knees, and you got to literally push this flat plate all the way up and down the field 10 times. And I remember I had to do it because I think I was late to a workout once, or something random happened one time. I had never gotten in trouble before, but then at the end of the day, the rules are the rules. The standard is the standard. It don't matter if you're Darnell Smith, who's the captain, all-conference player, or you're the little scout team freshman. The rules are the rules. The standard is the standard, and the NBA isn't sticking by that.
Draymond Green got suspended. It cost the Golden State Warriors another championship, which would put Steph Curry, in my opinion, well above LeBron, which in my opinion he already is. But it would have solidified Steph Curry's legacy with dominant head-to-head victories over LeBron. Draymond was suspended for basically coming up, kind of hitting LeBron in the mid-cut area, nuts area, region, and was suspended. I'm trying to figure out, to me, it wasn't like he,
right.
And was suspended. It cost him that series. Let's just be honest. They were up 3-1. Listen. If we're not going to prevent things like this happening, then things like choking Gobert do happen.
Right.
Of course, it was physical contact. Draymond gets suspended, whatever. But I would argue that throwing the heating pad was worse because it was intentional. We all knew it was intentional, and he did it twice. Yeah. Over a guy that's getting walked over, standing up, hitting a guy in his nuts, which is what happened, and suspended for the next game, which cost them the game. Let's be honest, or the series. The inconsistency, man, to me, blows my mind. And we wonder why refereeing is so bad at all levels right now. It's the worst I've ever seen because there is a referee shortage. There's a referee shortage. But when the referees' control is taken out of their hands by the leagues, because we do so many reviews, instant replays, instant reviews, is it a flagrant 1, flagrant 2? Is it a common foul? It takes 20 fucking minutes to review a goddamn common foul. You gotta think, dog, as a human. If the control is not in what I call doesn't really matter, because I'm gonna review it anyway. I would start to say, dog, refs are losing faith in the system, and refs may just be out there going through the motions, and we're seeing it at all levels, dog. Look at the football. Look at basketball. Look at the youth level in high school and the NFL. I said it 3 years ago when there's a shortage in referees. It's getting worse. And now you've taken the control out of their hands. Pretty soon, Smitty, I wouldn't be surprised if it's robotic or AI or if it's all in the booth and there ain't a referee on the fucking floor or the court. I'm just telling you, it's something to think about, but nobody will bring that up. Let's dive into something else. I want to ask you about this fucking Austin Rivers type.
Godly.
We got a lot of topics today that are very intriguing. The Rashee Rice thing too, but let's dive into this Austin Rivers take.
So for fans who ain't see it, he was on a McAfee show and made this quote you see here on the screen. I can take 30 players right now in the NBA and throw them in the NFL. You cannot take 30 NFL players and put them in the NBA. JB.
Can we?
Excuse me. What's your thoughts?
It's Compton in the house.
Without a doubt.
It's Compton in the house.
Without a doubt.
It's Compton in the house.
Without a doubt.
It's time for a JB's Daily Rant. let me tell you that. I got a daily rant to have to say about this. Smitty, Austin Rivers says 30 NFL players could never play in the NBA, but 30 NBA players can play in the NFL today. Let me tell you casual something. First of all, you can't bench 225. None of you. None of you would get off press coverage. Not one of you can play quarterback. And not one of you can catch the ball with pads on over the middle, knowing that you're going to be hit. Not one of you would hit something in B gap, and not one of you would lower your shoulders to get a first down on 4th and inches. So let's dive into the strength portion of my argument. Let's just say 1% of the league can bench 225. Now let's add 10 to 15 pounds of gear onto that body. Not one of you know what it's like to run with that added weight on. Plus, once you add that helmet and gear, your life would change overnight. You would all be a deer in headlights. Secondly, not one of you want the smoke. Let's just talk about the pure mentality of this thing. You don't want the smoke. Pure and simple, you can't play in the NBA with no gear and then still bitch and flop and moan and cry. Imagine being banged at the line of scrimmage, Smitty, blah, 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 and you turn around to the ref like, what's going on? Thirdly, straight line runners, which is the NBA. 99% of the NBA is straight line runners.
Yep.
Let me give you guys that would equate to, let's say, a slash back, slot receiver, running back. Kyrie Irving, he's got wiggle, shake, he can move. I can see Kyrie running a route. John Morant maybe, but he's still he's a little stiffer though. He's still probably straight line. Drew Holiday, shifty guy. Tyrese Maxey, he can go fucking 90 feet, but can he stop on a diamond cut, jump cut, get vertical? You got to think like this because, see, I know both sports really well because I've had multiple players play both and translate from one to another. Smitty, not one of your body types are built to run routes. Not one of your body types are built to cover receivers. And not one of you can play in the trenches. Nate Robinson isn't playing it no more. And I've seen guys like Charlie Ward clearly go from football to a fucking 15-year NBA career and a multiple all-star in the NBA. But showed you that we can transition with no issue whatsoever. And let's talk about the outliers. First of all, don't bring up Tony fucking Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez, who I grew up with, whose older brother was Chris Gonzalez, was my tight end in JUCO, started as football players. Don't get it twisted and act like they were basketball players and came to football. Tony was a football player first. Basketball second, as we all grew up playing hoop in the hood. Tony transitioned with no problem. And by the way, he was an All-American in hoop at Cal and an All-American in football at Cal. Antonio Gates started as a basketball player, was a stiff and a one-dimensional basketball player, and said, you know what? You have a football opportunity. He said, fuck it, I'll try it out. Went on over, NFL Hall of Famer. You know how many football players I know who went to basketball and dominated? And you know how many basketball players I know went to football and dominated? Go look up a guy named T. Higgins. Bailey, if you want to pull him up. T. Higgins, if you watch him play basketball, is almost looks like Ja Morant.
Mm.
Go watch T. Higgins play hoop, and you already know what he's doing on a football field. How about Allen Iverson, who was an All-American blue-chip quarterback? Him and I were both blue-chip All-Americans together with Peyton Manning and Brian Griese. That was the 4 quarterbacks in the country in 1993. Your argument, Austin Rivers, coming from a guy who benefited from nepotism by being a mid-player at best and getting a shot because of who your daddy is the real fitting argument I have. So go ahead, Smitty, chime into this. I think people think, and I want to get your take because people think they can just put on pads and go out here. That's T. Higgins, homie. I know about him because my boy coached T. Higgins in hoop. I know my boy coached T. Higgins in hoop. So I know he was a hooper. And he could go right over and play football. No issue whatsoever. By the way, I hit up Matt Barnes and I said, Matt, I know you know Austin Rivers. You got to reach out to Austin Rivers and let this motherfucker know because Matt came up as a football player as well.
Right. And I heard Matt was better in football than he was basketball. Like
he was tight end. My boy Chad was his quarterback. We have a relationship through that. Grant, he played a private school out in Sacramento, but Grant High School was the powerhouse up there. A lot of buddies were mutual friends. Listen, man. Go ahead, Smith. I want to hear your take first because I got more to take.
Yeah, I think I told you yesterday, I said, can we please get this topic in? Because this is one of the dumbest statements I've seen on a large platform in a long time by Austin Rivers. It's just an ignorant comment, and it shows me that this cat either never played football or if he did at a very, very young age, low level, and doesn't understand the difficulty of the sport. I think it's so disrespectful when these basketball players, because he's not the first one to do this. I think Paul George kind of joked about it before. Some other cats have said it. I think it's so disrespectful when you just belittle the NFL by saying your guys could just go over there and play. Again, he's not saying just play football. He's saying the National Football League, the elite of the elites, the half percenters. It's not even a 0.5% make it to the NFL. These cats think that all it takes is for you to be tall and a good athlete, and you can make it to the NFL. Do you know how many cats I've seen in either high school or college who were hoopers or ran track and were phenomenal athletes in those sports come to the football field and look robotic? Because it's a completely different sport and it takes a completely different level of athleticism. It does not always translate, number one. Number two, and you mentioned this as well, JB, it's the mentality. These cats are flopping around on a basketball court, laying on the ground, holding their face after every little poke and scratch and blemish, acting like a fucking sniper has hit them in the back. And you mean to tell me you can go on a football field, line up as a rush in, and go against Trent Williams in pass rush or in running block situation, and you can handle that? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Listen, most of these basketball cats are soft. Not all of them, but a lot of them are soft. Let's keep it all the way 1,000. And the physicality alone is eliminating more than half of the league. 3/4 of the league, just off physicality alone, could not play and could not translate into football. And then another group of it is because of athleticism. Again, these are great basketball athletes. Basketball athlete does not equal football athlete. Period. Point blank, period. Now, is there a handful of guys, like you mentioned, Matt Barnes? Now, he's not currently playing, but I understand Matt Barnes was a beast at football. But like you just said, he played football first. Football was his main sport. So I don't know if that even counts. Anthony Edwards, I know, was a really good football player. But again, he played football first. So I don't know if that counts. And even when you start naming some of the cats who could play football, it doesn't mean they can play in the NFL. That's a whole nother level. I feel confident that these cats can play college football for sure. But to say that they're guaranteed lock for the NFL is very disrespectful to all the all-time greats, all the Hall of Famers that have played this game of football. I mean, the list goes on and on, but it's just when you say stuff like that, it's like, if I'm Deion Sanders, if I'm Tom Brady, if I'm Peyton Manning, if I'm Warren Sapp, if I'm Ray Lewis, if I'm any of these cats, bro, I'm looking at this comment like, you disrespectful, like what? So JB, you jump in because I got more ammo, but that's where I'm starting at, man.
First of all, look at this guy. You think he played football or would? Number one. Number two, let me ask you something. I just have a straight question to you. Could Max Crosby and Myles Garrett go in the NBA right now and at least get one bucket?
Come on, yes, both of them.
Could anyone in the NBA get a sack?
The only person that even comes to mind is a possibility, maybe, but he gonna probably get hurt. It's fucking Zion Williamson, and he probably fuck around and get hurt off 2 plays.
He ain't going against no old tackle and getting that fucking boot bat and go get attacked. See, people don't want to really break this shit down. I know several NFL players that can at least get a bucket in the NBA. I don't know anyone that can go get a sack. I don't know anyone that can stop Max Crosby from getting a sack. And I don't know anybody that can go fucking throw a football in an NFL game or catch one in pads. These guys are straight line players and jumpers, and their bodies are built like crystal fucking Coke bottles. They're long, skinny torsos, wide-shouldered. Look at AD's build. You imagine AD fucking going out there and trying to play receiver. And let me ask you this, Smitty. What player in the NBA? Because LeBron could go up and catch it in high school. What player in the NFL in the NBA could go on defense in the NFL and play? See, everybody wants to talk about catching the ball and looking pretty. Draymond Green, if you watch him play football, was fucking horrific.
Show the clip, Bailey, again. Show the clip again, Bailey.
We got Draymond?
We showed it earlier. That was him in Michigan State. This is him in a spring camp going against a guy who's 100 pounds lighter than him, JB. So your most physical, dominating
Look at his
bully.
stance. Look at his fucking
Your most aggressive bully in the NBA is going against a little corner right now, and this is what's happening.
I mean, it's asinine, dog. It's fucking asinine to think that these guys. Why would he even bring that up? And what was McAfee's response? Because I haven't watched it. What is McAfee's response?
McAfee kind of went at him. He did it like in a jokingly way, though.
Of course,
they're basically going back and forth talking about like who has the more premier athlete. So they were kind of going back and forth, and NBA is this, the NFL is this. Just my thing is this, bro. You talking about there ain't 30 NFL guys who could play in the NBA? You telling me there ain't 30 Patrick Beverleys? And what I mean by that is there's damn sure 30 NFL guys who can go out there, play physical, play with effort, make an open shot every now and then, and play defense. You tell me Michael Parsons can't go out there and do what Patrick Beverley does? Come on, bro. Stop.
By the way, Russell played a little bit at Lusinger. His brother was really good because I got to coach his brother in 2 All-Star games. His brother was a fucking phenomenal wide receiver. Westbrook, I'm talking about Russell Westbrook. Yeah. The family grew up playing football. The comments are just there's too many favorable football players that can go transition to basketball much fucking easier. And these basketball players are playing basketball for a reason. They're not football players. And the guys that go over the Nate Robinsons of the world and certain guys, usually they are 5'10" to 6 foot guard types that can also go play corner or running back or something that's more suited. Once you get to a certain size, Smitty, come on, man. Look at Draymond Green getting hemmed up by a 5'11" corner. Like, a certain size is the actual disadvantage in football for a basketball player. So I'm just telling you.
Again, make this clear. Even the cats like Nate Robinson who were good high school or college football players, they didn't get drafted. They didn't make the NFL. So, like, there's still no – we're talking about the NFL. Like, we're not even talking about just, hey, 30 guys could play football. Okay, I would sit back and I would chill with that. Okay, cool. You're saying 30 guys can play in the NFL right now.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Like, what are you saying, bro? Disrespectful.
It's
I
unbelievable.
couldn't allow it on this platform.
It's fucking unbelievable to me. All right. Before we take a break, let's dive into let's dive into this Ben Simmons thing because Rashee Rice is too long of a discussion.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this Ben Simmons shit right here. By the way, I look at that, and the first thing I think of is like Scotland Yard. This motherfucker's looking for the goddamn
Inspector Gadget. He kind of clean though. I'm not gonna. I couldn't do it, but it's kind of clean though. It's kind of clean. I can't. Two things can be true.
Yeah, I'm not even tripping on that at all. Like, is that Tom Brady to his right? So look, I know. Look, I'm gonna be honest. What was it? What was the dude's name? The killer, the all-time killer, never got caught in Scotland.
Ooh, shoot! All times.
The killer, the fucking slasher.
Let me see. Scotland killer.
The famous.
Dennis Nilsson.
No, the famous killer, man. Fucking.
Is he from Scotland?
From London. The Scotland Yard. Jack the Ripper.
Oh, Jack the Ripper. I know. Okay, my fault. Yeah.
Motherfucker looked like he was chasing down Jack the Ripper. Now look, the telling part of this whole get up is the clock.
Okay, talk to me about that.
Because the clock is ticking, motherfucker. The clock has ticked and ticked and ticked. And your career has gone full circle on that clock, and you are completely configured a bust. You are a bust. There's no question about it. You're a bust. You busted on every team you've been on so far. And it's unbelievable, dog, that you have the audacity to wear a clock, suitcase, briefcase, whatever the fuck that is, out there when you know damn well your time has come and gone. Your time is literally right in your hand, and it is come and gone. You are done. So take the clock tower and go ahead and go back to the future, motherfucker, and see if you can break the clock tower because your motherfucking ass is broken. So your ass is done. He needs to stick a fork in this motherfucker. He'd rather do this shit, and it reminds me of somebody that we're going to talk about later.
Who?
Shedeur Sanders.
Ah, man.
Because his single release, we're going to talk about with Matt. And
hey, Shedeur plays though. Say what you want. He's on that field.
So Ben Simmons played too in college. Here's the point.
But he was little Ben Simmons. You remember it was stored. Ben Simmons would just be. He was lazy at certain times. He would be like just skipping all his classes.
Here's the thing though. Priority's a motherfucker. What's your priority, dog? You trying to be an NFL player in the long run, or are you trying to be a rapper? Are you trying to do other things? We're gonna dive into it. I think there's a correlation between Ben Simmons and Shedeur Sanders. We will dive into it right after this. We'll be back in 5. What time did we start the show 4 years ago? What time are we doing it? How long? 4 years ago? I don't know.
It's pandemic. It was.
It was before COVID, homie. What do you mean? COVID had shit yet, homie. Hey, look at that. What is that?
I was 16 I didn't lost 30 pounds.
People talk about that shit hard.
That's my boss thing.
That motherfucker was dead over there.
That motherfucker is my boss thing.
That motherfucker head was loose.
Hey, look. In climbing.
Hey, real shit, I got to see the picture here.
That was a cat picture. That was a cat picture. I got to find this. What's going on? Y'all just made me a Big Smitty, man. We got JB in the building. My man Spree. Roy behind the 1 and 2 with the camera. And welcome to the Coach JB Show. Big Smitty live in the fucking cigar lounge. What you doing, JB? What you got going on?
Drinks, cause I'm like a bitch in this motherfucker.
JB ain't got no AEs, y'all. He been talking about this all week. I got all the hoes and all the AEs. There ain't not an AE in here. Come on now.
It's been on slow. I can't wear this on a shirt. You know what I'm saying? My man blows to be out there on
Big Smitty, Latrell,
shit.
JB.
I live the wrong end, y'all. We turned up, y'all saw good. Players fuck up. I lit the wrong, I cut the wrong side.
Ah, damn, this motherfucker's drunk already.
I just smoked other cigars I've never done before in my life. I'm
nervous.
I don't know why this shit ain't hit.
Nervous.
Wow.
No, take that off. Because you don't smoke it that way. Throw that out.
I can't wait till the cigar.
Now I gotta stop 3,000 cigars to this motherfucker. I'm the guy that has to do everything around the moment. I'm carrying the whole fucking squad.
I got it right now. I like this side though, JB.
Yeah.
Yeah. 17. But you can't handle the big boy. Everybody stop playing with me. I don't smoke like that though. Everybody know that. I'm about to smoke a cigar.
I ain't married, homie. Hold up, I am not married. You are.
How you gonna leave her on me?
Because I'm not married.
You fuck everything.
Yeah, you do.
So I S-tier motherfucking D.
Short, fat, skinny, and tall. Short, fat, skinny, and tall. I fuck them all. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you did get hot before, JB, on accident.
That happened.
That's what you
I was with you. Yeah. We share the story of everybody.
Everything with him.
We share the story, please, about the.
I mean, I was trying to take this motherfucker to his house, and for 3 hours, we could not make a right turn. So we kept making a left-hand turn on everything.
It probably went 3 hours, but it's at least like 30 minutes.
Right.
Let's go.
It was a long time.
Motherfucker, all we can do is laugh, homie.
Smitty, I'm gonna tell you right now, his front door was where that TV is.
Right.
And this is the street. And you're in the right side passenger. Yep. I'm right here. I'm driving where he is.
One-way street.
You're straight, alright? He's me, you're him.
Yeah.
That's his door. That's his door.
One-way street. Right here.
It's a one-way street.
Right.
We driving right here.
Yeah.
We do not stop to get out and go in that door. He kept going and making a left and getting out on the main street and kept going all the way around the block.
Y'all saw the house.
Saw the house. His door's right there.
He couldn't see me stop after he motherfucker kept hitting.
Y'all never stopped the switch and you driving to the hill.
He couldn't drive, homie, so he looked at me. I looked at him. His motherfucking eyes, his blood started hitting. His head started falling back on the seat. He couldn't even hold his motherfucking head up.
I wouldn't hire you until the motherfucker said.
Yeah.
He said,
no, first of all, we ate 2 gallons of Baskin Robbins, homie.
No.
Gallons.
At first, we had the chocolate chip cookies.
That's what
we dropped this girl off at work. She had a bag of chocolate chip cookies. We don't smoke.
Drop off and work.
I'm like, yeah, you know I love chocolate chip cookies. I'm like, man, you do that shit. That shit ain't gonna do nothing.
Pretty tell me that I only fucked the strippers, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
My baby mama.
JB fucked with a lot of bad bitches. I ain't gonna even front on that shit.
That was 30, 40 years ago.
He still, yeah.
Yes, sir. We're back in the building. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. It is Work Boot Wednesday. Strap up the hard hats and the work boots. As one of our great guests, weekly, is about to pop in. E-Dub, Eric Weddle in the chat. Not trying to be the best. What is the point? You making your money, be great at your sport. Not all the other BS. His point with Shedeur Sanders. We're going to ask Big Matt about it. Let's bring Big Matt in, Bailey, since Smitty's taking his time shitting. Matt, what up?
Morning.
Is that a fucking latte?
It's coffee.
Do you drink lattes and shit?
I don't know what it is, man. It's just coffee, iced coffee. Pretty good.
Smitty's on color time, CPT time, taking his sweet time.
Iced coffee. Okay, what's going on, Big Matt?
What's up, y'all?
Hey, Matt, what's going on, Matt? Let's dive into this real quick. I want to talk about this with you. Start the show off. Rashee Rice is now also a suspect in alleged nightclub assault. I started the show off by saying this. The jersey swap era has caused soft asses to become hard heads. My point of that is Rashee Rice, in a matter of a month, has become basically trying to throw his career away. We'll see if his career is thrown away or not. But this is 2 incidences in a month. This isn't the first time we've seen someone do 2 things in a month. But his circle is what alarms me. The circles in our today's athlete is what alarms me. Back in the day, you would have had a Matt McChesney or a JB tell your partner, your homie, your brother, hey, dog, you fucking up. You're pissing down your leg. Where is the circles in this jersey swap era? Because I believe the jersey swap era is a telltale sign on why everyone's accepting and cool. It's about clicks, likes, and being accepted into your circle rather than, hey, dog, you don't have to kick it with me, but I'm just letting you know you fucking up. We don't have that anymore, and that's my personal opinion on this. Rashee Rice just happened on Monday. It just happened Monday. So this did not happen before the driving incident. It happened Monday, 2 days ago.
Relax that.
Where are you at with this kid just kind of pissing down his leg here at this point?
It's a bad look. I mean, you don't want to be this guy. I mean, this isn't the first guy that's done this shit, unfortunately. The repetitive nature of the screw up, the self-sabotage is, you know, that's, I can understand screwing up. I get it. Things happen. But I don't, what the fuck, dude? But I don't know, guys. It's a computer. I don't know what to tell you. I don't understand the just straight hard-headedness of it. I mean, you screwed up once, locked yourself in your house. Like, stop going out. Stop putting yourself in a position where you're going to get screwed over because you're a target. People are going to, like, you know, fuck boys are going to be attracted to come try and screw with you and try and get you off your point. You know, women with agendas are going to try and target you because you're an NFL football player. So this might be the time where you just lock yourself in your house and stop putting yourself in these positions. Now, the whole jersey swap era thing, like, I guess I'm a victim of it too, because I damn sure was taking pictures and swapping jerseys with my homeboys that I played in college with when I was in the NFL. That's kind of the beauty of being in the league, is the ability to do that. But also, I mean, it's not like Pac-Man Jones had good people around him telling him to calm down and shit. Like, there's so many guys from our era that did this exact same thing. It just there was no social media, so it wasn't blown up all the time. So I disagree on that point. I don't just think because of the era. This isn't anything new. I mean, this has been going on for fucking ever. Since there's been male groupies, female groupies, hangers-on, leeches, there's been people that don't really have your best agenda in mind, and you know, they're just there for the ride, and they're not gonna. I very, very rarely see anybody in anyone's corner telling them what to do when they're part of, like, the circle. If you're getting something from the individual that you're supposed to be, you know, holding accountable, I don't think that there'll be a whole lot of accountability holding now. And also, I will say this too. No offense to my friends and shit when we were all growing up together and I was in the NFL and they weren't, but I didn't hang out with guys to have them telling me what I was doing and not doing it every 5 minutes and shit. I ain't trying to hear that. So I understand that you want, like, everybody on the same page and you're looking for good people and all that shit. But I'm sorry, but I just went off season and, like, no one wants to hear that kind of shit. So I don't know, man. I think it's bigger than just the era. I mean, there's people make bad decisions all the time.
Yeah. I want to jump in real quick, JB. So the part that I agree with the Matt was twofold. The repetitive nature obviously looks bad because he just got in trouble. He's still dealing with that. That's number one. But then number two is putting yourself in a situation. Like I said, we don't know the full story yet. Who knows? This photographer might have, been talking shit, might have bumped into him, might have swung. I don't know. Like maybe this could have been stemmed from the photographer's end, and Rashee could have just reacted to whatever he did. But when you have a lot to lose, you have to understand that, and you have to remove yourself or not even put yourself in a situation to begin with. So I agree with that. To your point, though, JB as well, just about it being from this era. I don't think it's an era thing at all. These guys have been back in the 80s, 90s. There's so many stories of just like players just out here clowning and just fooling, and we just brushed it over because that's what it was, or maybe it was in a newspaper, before my time, but it doesn't have the same exact effect as social media does today. Rashee Rice is fucking up right now. I don't think his career should be over, or anything like that, but he has to figure shit out ASAP. He needs to learn from these mistakes ASAP. And I don't think it's his circle's responsibility to, necessarily put him in that direction. He has to make that decision himself. But I do agree with JB and from a standpoint of your circle does matter, though, in my opinion. Like, if you're hanging around like a whole bunch of slapdicks who's only there to use you because of your status and the money you have, and they don't give two shits about you, then they're not going to ever say anything to you at all, even when you're clearly doing something wrong. And I get what Matt is saying. Like when you were playing, you're like, listen, I don't want people in my ear 24/7 every time I'm doing something in the off season. I get it, not 24/7, but you should have somebody who you trust, who's your real homie, who's gonna be like, all right, Matt, I know you've been drinking a little too much. Come over here with me. Like, or I'm a drive, or just little situations where it's like, I'm gonna step in because I care about you and what you got going on. And because I've done that. Like, we all know one of my closest friends, my brother Sheldon Day, about to go to his 9th year in the NFL. It's been situations where I'm like, hey, bro, don't even do that. Or we're taking a picture, hey, put that down. Or there's little stuff that I'm just trying to think, ahead to make sure that you're good, we're good, stuff like that. So that's
my only combatment, I agree with both of you, is it makes it even worse to me because of social media and the priors that we get to see at an all-time cliff. We get to see everything now more than we ever got to see in Matt and I's era. We get to see the fuck-ups by the Jalen Carters and the Ruggses and the John Morants. We see it.
Yeah.
So my point of your circle is, dog, you're seeing these guys destroy their careers. Why are you going to follow suit? Why are you not seeing this? Because we have the ability to see it at an all-time clip. This is the point of my saying when I say ignorance is life-threatening. At least back in the day, it was in a newspaper ad or Matt and I heard from word of mouth, man, Johnny got fucking caught up. Nowadays, we see it like, dog, I can't be the next Jalen Carter, homie. I can't be the Henry Ruggs of the world and go to jail when the homie should have helped us. This guy he just crashed a car, Matt and Smitty, and walked away after a kid was in a car with a 4-year-old kid. What if that car caught fire? Listen, what ifs is a whole nother thing. We're not going to say what if. I'm just saying we have the ability to see what we just did. And if we repeat the same shit over and over, it's insanity. And I just think we have the ability to deter and stop the insanity because of social media. So there's good and bads to both. But I think the circle someone needs to step in. Somebody, a daddy, uncle, brother.
It's not so much that he got in a fight. It's the fact that he was back in a nightclub.
The worst place to be after
bro, that's just a fight is a fight. It's like you can get a fight with a fucking mailman if somebody starts talking shit. I'm just saying, like, if you put yourself in a situation, i.e. a nightclub, after you just got done with a hit and run and all this other shit that coach just brought up, something bad's going to happen. I mean, period. There's usually nothing happens well like after midnight anyway. So
Yeah.
I want to defend the common folk out here, the casual or the general population, people that don't get a chance to make millions and are working 9-to-5 stiffs like myself now and all of us. People that have had a sniff at it and got to make a paycheck at doing this thing that we love, 1%er of the world, as Matt is, as Tank is, as Sean King is, as Weddle is. The slap in the face to the wife or the mother and the 4-year-old kid by saying, I walked away from a possible near-death experience that I caused by fucking around with my homies in Lamborghinis and Corvettes. And then 3 weeks later to be at the club living my life while your kid is still recovering from an accident, it's what I have a problem with. Because, Matt, you and I are built a little different. I'm probably going to the club as the husband or brother of that lady and looking for your motherfucking ass. Have a good time. Just throwing it out there. See, we don't think that way no more. Motherfuckers don't act the same no more because, remember, you're on social media, homie. I can track you and find you at the club too. Remember, all fucking actions require a reaction. Don't get it twisted. And there's someone out there that may not be real happy that you fucked over his wife or mama and their kid. So I'm just throwing it out there. Let's have some humility in today's age too, because of the benefit of social media and their cell phones. That's all I'm saying. And that's where I say I agree with both of you wholeheartedly. It's not anyone's responsibility to babysit you. I'm just saying, hey dog, let's read the room a little better. Because we have an out. You're pissing down. You're going to be a casual 9-to-5 worker here very soon, Rashee Rice, if you're not fucking careful.
You're going to be with me.
I mean, these are facts. You're going to be in the workforce if you don't figure this out.
Clocking in.
I mean, really.
First round receiver. I mean,
and Mr. Rice, you don't want to live that lifestyle, Mr. Rice. Trust me.
Diamond doesn't, Matt. Diamond doesn't, Matt. It ain't a fucking two-way play. It ain't a two-way player. It's not Matt McChesney who's going to be told, hey, dog, you're probably going to be better at O-line than getting to the pass rusher. We got a spot for you. No, dog, you're not going to corner. You're not going to fucking sit here and cover goddamn
TSA.
All right, Matt, we got to dive in and
Delta.
We got to transition to a comment that we've already dove into. Full on, we dove in. Austin Rivers, Matt, has
I can't wait to hear Matt on here.
He's come out and said that 30 players in the NBA right now today could go over and play in the NFL, but 30 NFL players could not go to the NBA. He did it on the McAfee show. Will Compton's come out and shredded him. I came out and said this.
Hold on. Before Matt making a certain face and a certain expression that makes me think he's leaning in another direction. I didn't think he would lean in. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
That's why we're the realest show. I just wait to see Matt. I talked to Patrick Queen, by the way. He said we're going to fold every single one of them. Matt, go ahead, Matt. Give me your take on this transition as I've dove into some facts about it. I've talked about the people that have transitioned. The Charlie Wards of the world who had a 15-year NBA career after a Heisman Trophy. We have also talked about the outliers in Antonio Gates and Tony Gonzalez, who I grew up with. Go ahead. Let's hear your take on the 30 for 30 discussion.
Well, I think that there's definitely 30 guys in the NFL that could play in the NBA.
Oh, easy.
Guaranteed. Like
Max Crosby and Myles Garrett can go get a bucket. Get a bucket right now.
Myles Garrett. I mean, they may not be able.
They're
not gonna, like. Remember how good Julius Peppers was? Like, just from a rebounding defensive perspective and hustle, you're gonna find a spot, dog.
There's 30 Patrick Beverleys at least.
Matt, remember Curry, the point guard quarterback for North Carolina? Curry was his name?
Is it Mark Curry?
No, remember Matt Curry? He was real good. Played in North Carolina, played quarterback, and then he played in fucking NBA for a minute.
I don't have a fucking clue you're talking about.
I want to fucking
Ronald Curry. Fucking was a player. Ronald Curry.
Not saying he was, just don't remember him. I look, I think there's definitely dudes that can play in the NFL and the NBA. And then I think there's definitely guys in the NBA that could play in the NFL. I mean, definitely. It's just a matter of You don't think like LeBron could be a mean ass fucking tight end? I mean, if he committed himself to playing tight end, it's just a matter of what you're going to, what path you're taking. Like, you know, there's plenty of the dude from OKC last night, the point guard that's up for the MVP. What's his name?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
How tall is he? 6'4"?
Something like that, I believe.
I think he'd be a pretty mean ass corner if you taught him how to play corner. I'm just saying, like, it may be like this. I'm sure that this is gonna go to like soft pussies, basketball players are bitches route. I'm sure that's the route this is gonna go.
How'd you know?
But I just think that if a bunch of the football players focus strictly on basketball, I think that they would be playing in the NBA. They may not be superstars because they're not 6'10" and shit, but they would definitely be there. And then I think if you took a bunch of the, I don't know, normal sized NBA players, you can't have like 6'11" Durant ain't gonna swing in the NBA and the NFL, though. He's gonna get murked. But I mean, LeBron's only 6'8". I mean, there's been plenty of 6'8" tight ends. So, and he's unbelievable. He might be the best athlete I've ever seen in history. I'm not saying player, just from an athletic standpoint. So I think that I think both sides could absolutely, I think he's right and wrong. Both. I think there's easily 30 guys in the NFL that could probably play in the NBA. And there's less NBA players. So per capita, I don't know what those numbers look like, but I almost guarantee you could find, like, how tall is Aaron Gordon? 6'7", 6'8"?
Something like that.
At least, yeah.
I mean, you don't think Aaron Gordon could play defensive end?
No, I don't. But
if they were, you don't think that he could play if he was taught how to do it? And like,
I guess for me, real quick, like, obviously we all played the game. For me, it takes more than just having the physique. Like I've seen basketball players at the college level, obviously high school level, or track guys who are premier athletes in those respective sports, but they come to the football field and look totally different because it's a different type of athleticism, number one. And number two, the mentality does matter. I don't know how tough these guys are. I'm not saying every NBA guy is soft, because that would be wrong if I said every guy is soft. But I mean, we all know it's a different breed to play football, especially we're talking about in the trenches. So I can't just give that to Aaron Gordon or anybody else.
Let me back up to Matt, because I want to be clear on the context. He's not saying that if a kid, Austin Rivers not saying that if a guy trained to play, he could play. What he's saying is there's 30 NBA players right now that could play in the NFL right now, and 30 NFL players could not transition to the NBA right now. Where do you get the number? I don't know, but that is what is kind of the part that I want to focus on, because you and I both know there's a mentality part of this, and I don't believe LeBron has it at all. I don't believe Gordon or any of these guys have it. I do believe the mentality is why we play the sport at football, us three. Why we played football was because of the mentality and not basketball. And then we couldn't jump and we weren't 6'10". But let's just be honest. This whole thing about playing right now is the whole context. And that is the part that is, to me, nowhere near shape or form feasible. I don't believe there's anybody that would play in the trenches, number one, in basketball. There's not one guy that could play quarterback. And then there's not one guy that wants to hit you in B gap, and there's not one guy that wants to lower their head on 4th and inches. There's just not a guy in the NBA to do that. We've seen Draymond Green get hemmed up at Michigan State trying to go out for the football team. We showed the clip. If you haven't seen it, this is just what I think you would see today by all these guys. Draymond Green can't even get off fucking press against a 5'11" corner. This is just, when you put on the gear, Matt, you and I know that 10 pounds, 15 pounds of extra weight to a guy that now has to run, catch with a helmet, face mask, all that other shit. I don't see it. To me, it's an asinine comment. If you would have said, to Matt's point, hey, Matt Barnes, by the way, played tight end in high school here in Sacramento, was a great football player. We've seen Nate Robinson. We know there's guys that played football in high school and played at that level and could go to the next level. Tony Gonzalez was a football player first, dominated in basketball as well, but was a football player. Antonio Gates played a little high school football, but then he said, oh, you know what? I'm an average basketball player. I'm going to go be an Hall of Fame tight end. We've seen that transition. I don't know if you can see a guy go from the NBA and just go dominate at any position because of their body types. Their body types just aren't, to Matt's point, I don't see a tall, lengthy, lean, wide-shoulder guy trying to fucking play. But I do see Max Crosby, Myles Garrett go in there and get a bucket. I don't see one of those guys going to get a sack in the NFL.
Then again, we're talking about the NFL. Like, he didn't say 30 guys could play football. All right. He said the highest of the highs. Like, Matt, you're the only one on the show who, I mean, JB obviously, made to camp for a little while as well, but like, Matt, you're the one on the show who knows how hard it is to play and make it at the high level. You were a beast at Colorado at college, and like, you always come on the show, you say, hey, you had a strong 6-year career or in the NFL, but it was tough as fuck. It was moving positions and all, so it was hard. So even our best football players at the Division I level struggle at times to make it at the highest level. So to just go out there and just say it's 30 guys can make the NFL right now, to me, it's just is disrespectful to you, to all the cats currently playing in the NFL, and definitely to all the all-time greats, the Deion Sanders of the world, the Joe Montanas, the Ray Lewis of the world. Because to me, when you make a comment like that, especially when you watch the video, he kind of says it as if like football just ain't shit. Like, it just, we got 30 guys right now playing in the NFL. It's like, damn, bro. Like, what are you saying? Like, you just trying to? People think we're just dumb fucking jocks just running into each other, and as long as you're tall and have some athleticism, you can just go play. It's like, no, bro. It's so much more than football than that, and I just think it's disingenuous to make that comment.
And
right.
Go ahead, Matt.
So, maybe I've read the quote wrong or some shit, but if you're just talking about walking off the court into the NFL, yeah, that's probably different. I don't know if you could find 30 guys. I'm sure you can find a couple, but I don't know who those guys are. Anthony Edwards is only 6'4", and he was a hell of a fucking high school football player and got recruited out of the ass to go play college football too. So
did the kid Suggs, I think, for Orlando. I think he played QB and was really good.
Yeah, I guarantee you there's guys that in the NFL or in the NBA that could probably go play. But again, if you're just talking about this whole, I'm going to say 0 on both sides. If you're just saying guys are going to walk off the fucking court or off the field, even Max or Miles or anybody else, it's 0 on the NBA side and it's 0 in the NFL. So if we're not going to talk about any like prep, it's just going to be no prep, walk off the fucking court and go play, well, then the answer is 0 on both sides.
Yeah,
that's probably honestly the best answer, for being real. Let's not disrespect either sport at the highest level.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? I'm not going to sit here and act like the NFL players, regardless of how athletic you are, you can two-hand dunk on Instagram. That does not mean that you're an NBA basketball player. And just because you can play 7-on-7 or you play Madden or some shit and you wanted to play does not make you an NFL player. So
my only little comment though, I do think it's easier translation to just be like if we told fucking Michael Parsons, hey, just play hard as hell on defense. You will never shoot. You'll never just go play hard as hell on defense.
He fell out.
I could he would. You're exactly right. But that translation of sliding your feet left and right and chasing the guy around is easier, in my opinion, than telling Austin Rivers to go play corner and go guard Justin Jefferson. Like, I just know it's just different.
And look, everybody in the comments, if you got a problem with my take, my balls should be on your chin.
Right there.
Here's my take though. What NBA player is going to go play defense? None of them ever. So that's the thing. I mean, what are we talking about? See, what this guy Austin Rivers is saying is that he thinks they're so athletically gifted that they can go on over, and we know what they're talking about. They're talking about the pretty, throw it up to LeBron and let him, nobody's going to jump ball higher than him. Throw it up to Wembanyama. Wembanyama would be fucking broken in 6 pieces. Like, I'm just saying, like, come on, man. Ain't nobody in those cats. The mentality alone, just stop. Matt, let's transition to your Denver Nuggets. You were at the game. You were at the game. And we were both on the same accord here because of you were there and you said it was like a morgue or a funeral, I believe you said. You also said that the bitching and moaning is what got to me the most. It was just unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen professional men bitch and moan that much. But again, the rules have allowed it. The instant replays, the 10-minute reviews on a flagrant one to a common foul. It's just taking the control out of the referee's hands, in my opinion. And I believe when you take the control out of a ref's hands in the NFL, NBA, college, and there's a replay or a review, I believe it's at some point you're probably going to be like, man, whatever I say anyway is going to get overturned. I mean, there has to be that mentality as a ref. Having said that, man, Jamal Murray threw out a heating pad not once but twice. He did not get suspended. He got a $100,000 fine. So you think he should have been suspended as well?
Fuck yeah, he should have been suspended.
See, I told you, Matt ain't a homer, you fucking idiots. I agree. I think he should have. We saw a kid named Desmond last year for the Miami Heat. He threw a towel in the vicinity of a ref, and he was ejected and suspended the next game.
Draymond Green got suspended in the finals and allowed LeBron's
to win the series. Yeah,
like, come on.
I brought that up. So you think he should have been suspended?
I mean, bro, like, I'm glad he didn't get suspended because they have no fucking shot if he's not on the floor, although he's been dog shit in the playoffs. Other than the two buzzer beaters, he has been terrible. Like, some of the shit that I saw the other night, the behind-the-back fucking pass in the key and the fucking semifinals, what are we doing? Like, I personally, okay, I'm a huge Nugget fan. I love them. I was really pumped up last year when they won the title. Obviously, I've been bullish about them all year. I have no idea what team is on the floor right now. Like, I've never seen a team go from.
They look old, huh?
I don't know if they look old. They just look
not good. Shit.
They're not old. They're not old. Like, they don't look old. They look like they don't give a shit. Like, I don't know. The other night was the worst. It was the worst sporting event I've ever been to in my entire life.
Wow.
Really? Why?
It was the way that it was like, we're sitting there in the suite. It's beautiful. Everything's great. The way that the players came out, Malone in the ref's face immediately, all the fucking moaning and complaining to Minnesota was just beating the dog shit out of the Nuggets, and the Nuggets were yelling at the refs like, "Will you tell them to stop beating me up?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is this? How in the fuck did you guys go from like this take no shit, super humble, hungry, ass kicking team that does this to people to this?" And Minnesota's figured they didn't even have Rudy Gobert. He went and had his wife was giving birth. And by the way, if you're one of these simple-minded fucking idiots out here that thinks that a basketball game is more important than the birth of your son or daughter, you're probably the worst fucking parent in the history of parents. Like, you are just a total piece of shit, period. If you actually think that you're as a parent, if you have the audacity to say to another man, you should play in a game rather than go see your child born. I mean, I personally think that might be the worst and most ignorant fucking take I've ever heard in my entire life. Now, that's just here or there. That was yesterday's news. I heard that and heard he was taking a bunch of grief for it, and I don't understand it at all. I love my children. I can't imagine not being there when they were born. So I just the other night, without even big man on the floor, it was fucking clinic tape, bro. I mean, Anthony Edwards didn't even play that great, and he definitely didn't play like game one when he had 43 or whatever.
Right. He didn't have to.
He didn't have to. He was just a fucking clinic. So, look, I'm not saying the series is over, but I'm telling you, man, they got an extra day before they play tomorrow night, right?
Yeah. You know what? I think they don't play till Friday. I think I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I can't remember when they play again, but I think the
Friday.
Pacers and the Knicks are tonight, and I'm really looking forward to that game because the game one was just like Pacers and Knicks from the fucking 90s and everything else.
I love it.
There's always some fucking controversy, and those two teams fucking hate each other. The fan bases hate each other. Like going back to all those old school Pacers, Knicks fucking Eastern Conference Finals and the Reggie Miller double fucking threes in 30 or in 15 seconds or whatever it was. And yeah, but a lot of people think he pushed Greg Anthony and shit too. So like that's what I'm talking about with the back and forth with these two franchises. I want Denver to be the Nuggets. I feel like this is a shell. I don't understand what happened. I know what happened. Well, okay, but if you know what happened, then enlighten everybody because it's bigger than just everybody's a bitch.
Nah, that ain't what it is.
Sorry, but come on.
Nah, I never would say that. You know, that's not my MO. JB might, that ain't my MO. Listen, to me, these guys they got this fucking one ring last year. This is my opinion. They got this one ring last year. Incredible. First ring ever for the franchise. Like you said, the whole entire fucking city, everybody's excited. Bada boom, bada bang. Come to the season, great regular season steals. Top 3 seed, fought for the number 1 seed.
Jokic is hands down the MVP.
Beautiful regular season. Something shifts when they got to the playoff. I don't know if number one, if they kind of got like bored. And what I mean by that is like sometimes champions, when you've already done it, you've already won it, it's like you're just ready to get back to that point. It's like, it's fucking the Lakers. Like who gives a fuck about the Lakers? Then they won that series, but they didn't look great. The whole time we're like, damn.
No, they did not look great at all. They could have easily been tied or they could have gone 6 or 7.
Every single game.
It could have. Yeah. It didn't, but it could have.
Right.
I don't, and I'll never understand this because we're weekly players.
Yeah.
I say this to guys all the time I work with. Football's a ref's business. We got to try and like simulate game speed and shit in practice. For the simple fact that we don't play but once a week.
Yeah.
So, but basketball, football, baseball, hockey, they're playing tons of games, especially in the league. So, I don't know, man. Maybe having a week off really hurt them. I just think Minnesota, the same hungry team I saw, hungry and healthy team last year in Denver, is now the hungry and healthy team I see in Minnesota. And I'm not saying the Nuggets are beat up. But Jamal Murray, I don't know how healthy it is, but I think that's an excuse too. His attitude is dog shit. He is not like he's all. There's the accountability isn't there.
It's the effort too. Like fuck the hell. Like what's the effort?
Fucked up. I agree. His effort is not great.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm Jokic, I'm a little fucking perturbed about this because how much does this guy actually need to do? And look. I didn't think that their championship window would close this fast, but it closed in a week, bro. Like I'm looking at it and going, "Fuck, dude, those guys in Minneapolis have got that's some scary shit." And
I know you were talking about shit potential of a three-peat like before the season started.
I still think that I do think that they're going to win Game 3. I think that they still are a championship basketball team that's going to figure this out. I think they're going to get swept and shit is a little ridiculous, but look, everything they're getting though they deserve. Let's be real.
Yeah,
they earned this.
As a Lakers fan, you know how we feel. Like they were talking all that.
They earned this, yeah. But Laker fans don't get to talk. Y'all lost.
But
like you don't get to adopt. You don't get to just come out, guys.
The longevity of it, bro. Y'all got one ring and started feeling yourself and started and lost the hunger.
Yeah,
that's not how you do it.
You lost though. You don't just get to adopt the next team because your team's out.
It's about adopting the next team. It's about.
Why are you so angry?
It's easy to be a front runner. Is what I'm saying. It's easy when
you win the title, motherfucker. I ain't front running. I'm from Denver.
I'm talking about the fucking teams. I'm saying they're so personal. I'm talking about the Nuggets. Are you on the Nuggets, motherfucker? No. I'm talking about the Nuggets.
You're the one fucking jumping on Minnesota's bandwagon. I'm not the one jumping off. I'm simply saying that once you lose, jumping on the next team and just talking shit about the team you just lost to, okay, that makes sense. That's usually what losers do. All I'm saying is Minnesota has Minnesota's ceiling is, I don't know where the fuck it is, because Anthony Edwards is different. Like, that fucking kid is 23 years old, 24 years old, whatever he is. And I mean, if you're talking about him improving, holy God in heaven, how much better can somebody get? So I think that the Northwest Division, just looking at the top 3 teams in the West, they're all from that division. It is going to be a fucking it's going to be murder ball for it. Isn't Oklahoma City or no, they're in the South. Are they in the North or they're the South? Are they in the Spurs division or are they in the Nuggets division? Can you remember? I don't even know why they have fucking divisions, to be honest with you, in the NBA, but still, there's a lot of really good young teams in the West, and you know, the Nuggets got punched in the mouth, and they need to figure this shit out. And look, the best way for them to figure out if they're true repeat potential, right? Like, if you're gonna repeating is pretty fucking tough. If you're repeat potential, well, you just got hit in the fucking mouth at home. What are you going to do? Go win 2 games on the road in Minnesota and go back for game 5, 2-2, and have everybody playing for game 5 in a 3-game series. That's how a champion would respond, in my opinion. So that's what I'd like to see from him. I guess we'll see.
JB, you ain't said nothing in about 20 minutes, man. What's your thoughts?
Well, no, I want to address Matt, because I was one of the bitches, I guess the horrible parent that I didn't agree about the Gobert thing.
Well, I'm not like going after you personally. I didn't.
No, I know. No, I'm saying I would have played in the game. I guess I'm one of the old school guys, and I don't think I was a shitty parent. I raised my daughter from 18 months in college. But here's the thing. The people that went after my take, because I'm getting killed because I'm one of the few that said I would have played. My buddy Kevin Caseron was with the Bengals. Marvin Lewis said, "Hey, dog, if you miss this playoff game, you're probably going to be cut just to see your daughter being born." I guess it was, it was old school mentality. Here's the audacity, though, that I think that comes from. Here's the audacity I think that on the flip side that no one talks about, though.
You're going to lose your job because your child's being born, and that's
well. Here's the thing, though. We look at this, though, and it's like they'll be there to say they were there for the birth of their kid, missed the obligation that they agreed to play with their brothers or coach them. In my instance, my dad died on the same day that I was there at practice coaching, because that was my agreement and commitment. And my dad would not have allowed me to miss practice as a coach, even though he died that day. I was at practice. But that's a different mentality. It's not wrong or right. Your take's not wrong or right. I'm just saying my take, this was for me personal. Here's my thing, though. We got people that will go and watch the kid be born to say that, but then won't father their children the rest of their fucking lives. Make it make sense.
Well, so are you insinuating that Rudy Gobert is an?
No, I'm not insinuating. I'm saying this is a real fact. This is a majority. This happens in the community.
You think that there's the majority of men just go watch their kids get born and aren't involved with their lives?
In my community, yeah. So
well, I'm sorry for your community. That sucks.
It's just fact.
That's terrible.
Let me ask you.
Maybe the men in your community should fucking show up more for their kids, dude. What the fuck?
Unfortunately, that's the facts. I think Smitty would agree. Here's the thing. Here's the issue I have, though. The whole thing.
It can be changed, though. It doesn't just need to be the way it is because it is the way it is. Show the fuck up.
Yeah, well, it hasn't, though. That's the point. Here's the thing, though, that man
enough to fuck. You should be man enough to be a father, period.
No doubt. Let me ask you this. Would you miss a Super Bowl for your child's birth?
Yes.
And that's Matt's personal take, and that's my personal take.
Look,
that's all it is.
If I'm sitting there and my wife and we're about to kick the Super Bowl off and we're driving to the fucking stadium or something, if I'm in uniform and she goes into labor, I'm playing in the game. I mean, what the fuck? I'm not going to. Or maybe maybe somebody runs down and says your wife just went into labor or your girl went into labor, whatever. We got to get to the fucking hospital. You're about to have a kid. Dog, I'm sorry, but I'm going with my family and I can't believe that this is like a hot topic. And all you fucking pussies out here that have a problem with it,
My thing is like I'm with you, man.
Got a
but, like,
problem, motherfucker. I don't care if you have a problem with me saying a hypothetical. What the fuck, dude? Like, I'm sorry that I would put my family above the sport. You stupid
a
fan.
sport ain't gonna be there forever. Your son, your seed, your daughter, your family gonna be there. So
people are unbelievable.
So my thing is, I understand both sides. I just don't understand why Rudy's getting any sort of like flack from it. Like
because people are fucking bitches, dude. Everybody's got their hand in someone else's cookie jar, acting like they need to tell that man how to live.
Yeah, like I don't think he's like he's not soft for going through his baby get boys.
Yeah, he shouldn't be taking anything. This is Matt's fucking ideology, which I respect, and then I had my own ideology. Either one of us should be called out for it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, from what I hear, he's a great father. I don't know, but he was there. Whatever. You got NBA players who make shows yesterday about it, and what's his name? We showed it yesterday. Smitty, what's his name? Fucking the shooter. It has a show that comes out all the time and talks about everything. Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas
was like, "Why aren't you there? What are you going to see? The kid being born, and then that's it." I mean, we have private jets now. I remember people back when I played were jumping on red eyes to go back and forth until the baby was born, but then flew right back to get to the game. It is what it is. It's a matter of when the baby's born, when the game is, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. But it's each his own. Like, that's bottom line. Different strokes for different folks. There shouldn't be a fucking belittlement over whatever person's thought or ideology is. So I just was wanting to get your take on it. That was my take on it. That's just what it is. Let's dive into the last thing, Matt, before you leave. Shedeur Sanders yesterday, a former GM or NFL draft, some guy named NFL scout, I forgot his name now, came out and said this. I don't agree with this, but I don't agree he's a first rounder either. But he said an undraftable free agent. I know you totally disagree with that one. I thought it was a kind of a slap in the face. I don't know if he's undraftable just because simply who his father is. We've seen way less talented guys get drafted. But I don't agree he's a first rounder, but I don't believe he's undraftable. What's your take on this guy who apparently was a scout in an NFL?
Is it anonymous?
No, he put his name on it. He's also came out. His name is
I asked the same question yesterday, Matt. Literally, that was my exact response when this happened. I think Bailey found the for us yesterday. It was a former New York Jets scout. We'll find the name here in a second.
I mean, he whatever he's trying to do, he did it, and he's trying to get clicks. It's working. I mean, come on, man. He's not going to get drafted. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, he's not going to go in the fourth round. I mean, come on.
You guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
You're good. Now, what happens, JB, when you put your arm across and start scratching your shoulder, you're putting your mic against your neck, and it started to muffle. It's good now, though.
Well, I think that it's ridiculous. He's going to go in the first round because quarterbacks are at a premium, and he's going to fucking throw the ball all over the yard this year, and regardless of the outcome, he's going to have great numbers, and he's going to throw a ton of touchdowns, and he's going to go in the first round like I told everybody he was going to 3 years ago. So, look, man, all the CU needs to cut people with compassion shit and all the transfer portal bullshit and all the fucking NIL stuff and all the fucking constant, like, oh, my God, Colorado, like, Shedeur took a shit today, and it was green because he drank a purple Gatorade. Like, it's fuck. Like, it's just at some point, everybody in the national media just please at some point just get off everyone's dick in Boulder and let's see what happens. I understand that they put everything out there, but Oregon had a concert after their spring game. They put everything out there. Everybody's putting everything out these days. Everyone's following suit. I don't know if Shedeur is going to be the first quarterback off the board, but he's damn sure not going to be the 30th. So I think it's a ridiculous take, and it said former scout probably for a reason, because when you make stupid ass, when you base your scouting off of this kind of shit, you would be a former scout. You're fired.
His name is Daniel Kelly. I don't know if that rings any bells for you at all.
Nope.
That's Daniel Kelly. So that's the guy who said that. And I was on the exact same page as you. I'm like, bro, okay, maybe you don't think he's a first rounder. I'm cool with that. Maybe you'll think he's a second rounder. All right, cool. But to say he's undraftable, aren't there 7 rounds in the NFL draft, right? Am I tripping? There's 7
picks.
So you told me 7 rounds could go through, and Shedeur hasn't shown you enough on the field to this point that he wouldn't get drafted in any of those rounds. That sounds a little disingenuous to me, and it sounds like a little sprinkle of hatering.
Got a little bit of an agenda there, buddy.
Just a little
bit of an agenda.
Hey, but to the point of Matt, we all know, we've already had the discussions. They put it out there for everyone to talk about. If it's not on this show, it's going to be on another 30 shows today.
Yep.
It is what it is. The latest part of this, Matt, is Shedeur releasing a single album or a song that came out. Perfect Timing, it's called.
I got the AP.
It's never hot around my jewelry, chains are climbing.
I got the AP on my wrist. Perfect timing, yeah.
That's the song. Listen,
I'll fuck with it. I'll fuck with it.
I know there's people talking about this. What's your take on this release point or timing of this release?
Awesome. Like, it's great. Good for you, kid. I guess. I'm not much of a hip hop guy. I don't really give a shit, honestly.
I got the AP on my wrist. Perfect timing. It's a vibe though. Like, it ain't even about the bar. It's like, that's one of them songs where you can just be cruising down the street. You know what I mean? It's a Friday, LA, beautiful day. Just got off work, excited for the weekend, and you just rolling in the car. I got the AP on my wrist. Perfect time, man. You wait outside.
Matt, you're
not going to lie me out of this one. I don't give a shit.
Matt, you're clearly kind of over the whole thing. I'm as well.
I'm not over the whole Colorado thing. I'm over
the whole content.
I'm over all the people and acting like they give a fuck, and like anybody that came before what's going on in Boulder right now that has an opinion is bad or racist or whatever. Like, I'm over it, dog. Like, I don't give a Tiffany fuck at all anymore. So
Tiffany fuck is hilarious.
I don't care. Like, I'm sure the song is awesome and that's great, and I hope it works out. And I hope that after he's done playing quarterback, he could probably do both. You want to be a hip hop artist and a superstar athlete, bro? Apparently that's what he's doing, and it's working. And I'm not going to hate. Good for you, dog. It's awesome. Let's fucking go.
So many athletes make music now, man. I mean, Victor Oladipo, Dame Dollar, Iman Shumpert, Steven Jackson made songs. Kobe Bryant had a fucking album. Shaq had a platinum album in his prime. Like, what are we talking about here? These are all-time great.
Well,
Greg Olsen in college at the U got an all-timer freestyle at the U. What are we talking about? We've been doing this. This is another example of it. Yeah. I'm going to make me a song here this year.
Those guys already made it, though. First,
Greg Olsen at the U had already made it.
That wasn't an album. Maybe that was fucking around in the dorm.
It's a song. That's just a song.
He was fucking around freestyling. Come on, that was
that's what Shedeur's doing.
That was a dorm room fuck around.
So because Shedeur has more, he put a little more effort into it. It's different now.
I'm just saying. Here, for me as a coach, I would just be like, dog, I wanted your focus to be on quarterback and playing football. Get to the league and then release your album. I don't give a fuck.
Don't do nothing else. I hear you.
I'm like, Matt, I don't give a fuck about the shit no more. I just want my focus to be on my team, and especially as my quarterback. If I'm the coach, that's my take. That's all.
I'll tell you this. Don't lose.
I agree with that. Now we agree. We all agree on that.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure that everybody's going to get mad at me for just saying that, but don't lose.
That's real.
Don't lose. You better fucking come out with guns blazing, and everything better be good, because North Dakota State is real. Yep. They are not a fuck around team. They have gone into every time they go to a fucking big timers building, it is a goddamn dogfight, and they win a lot of those games. Nebraska and Colorado State in their houses are not fucking around. Those are Super Bowls for both of those teams, and then The Big 12 is a new old gauntlet where nobody in the existing Big 12 wants to see Colorado have any success. Yep. And we're not talking about chat rooms and fucking, you know, a bunch of these fucking Uber nerds sitting in their basement bitching and complaining. We're talking about actual football teams and like consequences to action. So if you're not ready to play, we're going to find out. If all of this is just icing on a great cake that's going to, you know, that's going to taste good for an entire fall and it's going to be a 9-win season, then all of this is going to just be, you know, that it'll just be, you know, add-ons. Like it'll be cool that the team does it. They got a little bit of swag, this, that, and the other. But
Matt, because you know, as I know, everybody has them circled, right? That's the thing. Everybody has them circled. There's not just every coach that I meet with. There was more in there this morning. Every single one of them, knowing that I'm a Colorado alum, sits down and the first thing they talk about is CU, and they don't even half the teams don't even play them. I know.
Let me ask you guys this, just for shits and giggles for the fans, whatever. We often say what you just said, JB, like, we got that team circled. We can't wait to play that team. How much of a reality as former players, I want to hear your guys' opinion, do you think it is when it's like, okay, I got this team circled, so I'm going to play extra hard against them compared to, like, at the end of the day, every single Saturday, I'm trying to take heads off. I'm going to fuck if it's Colorado, if it's Colgate, if it's not like I can't play harder than 100%. Like the 100% me is 100% me. Like whatever that is what it's going to be, whether it's Colorado, whether it's Colgate. Now I get mentally you might be a little bit more excited for certain teams, obviously, but the best version of Matt is going to be the best version of Matt, regardless of whatever Matt can do. Is like, it's not like Colorado's on the schedule now, so I'm gonna grow wings and fly this week. Like, no, like whatever you are is what you're gonna be. So as much as we say, all right, it's a target on your back, like these motherfuckers are gonna play hard. Is it? Well, you should play hard every single week. So like, I guess for me, it's like I don't mind having a target on my back from Colorado if I truly believe what we got here and what and who we are as a team, as a coaching staff, and as players. You kind of want the target on your back because, like Matt just alluded to, if you do go out there and win 8-9 games, it makes that aura even that much greater. Now, you're right. If you lose, it makes it that much lesser or that greater on the negative end. But it's like, at the end of the day, teams should play hard every Saturday anyway. You shouldn't just play harder because it's Colorado now. I want your best.
I agree. I will say this. If you're CU, and I actually posted this clip from on Monday when we talked about the whole compassion thing and all that shit. I'm not worried about Shedeur and Horn and Hunter and a couple of these other cats answering the bell.
Right.
I'm really worried about the rest of the team that I don't know shit about answering the bell.
Right.
So again, like if I'm an asshole for being worried about it, for not knowing anything about all these guys, and everybody looks good in the spring, you're playing against each other. I know that Shedeur and Travis and Horn and some of these other cats are going to show up. I get it, but I don't know how the other guys are going to respond. I have no clue. So you're just starting it over. So I would like to think that we'll see. I mean, it's just a matter of, you know, the dates. It's coming. The games are coming up. So we're going to see quick. But
it also is a master motivator. If you're a good coach and you understand your team, it could be a master motivator too.
You can use this. See, you can use all of this in a productive manner. All the hate can be used as fuel, and everybody against CU can use this in their own productive manner as a way to fuel their guys who all wish they were in Boulder.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, as always, appreciate you. We're gonna take a commercial break. See you Friday.
Yep.
Are you on your show after this?
I am. 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Head on over.
Everybody go over there to Matt Show. Do not leave. Go to Matt. As soon as our shit in, Matt Show. All y'all.
All right, Matt. Peace. Appreciate it. Nadu's a master troll. No, Nadu's a master troll. Shut the fuck up. He's fucking with everybody. He'll be on Friday. Stop playing.
I thought I read that. I was like, he said JB canceled. I'm like, damn, I'm like, what's today? I'm like, today is Wednesday. He supposed to be on the show today? I forgot.
No, he ain't come on. He don't come on Wednesdays. He comes on
I've been
Monday,
blocked from
Friday.
the
But
club
Monday, I
last
forgot I had Tank on for an hour, so I talked to Jeff. He's trolling.
Well, Jeff, last week you were a little too good, I heard.
Jeff has bigger fish to fry. Jeff's got a beef with a former mob boss right now. He's about to go roll up on and fight. So,
well, Jeff was too good last week in replacing me, so I got to make sure you stay away a little bit, to protect my job. So,
yeah. Jeff ripped it. Jeff and I did a sit down with Eddie Manyweather at UCLA's campus. Let's take 5, and we'll be back for a discussion about an awkward combo. Jason Whitlock and Antonio Brown. We're going to dive into that on the other side. We'll be back in 4. Peace. Hey, huh?
Yo,
look at
bitch.
this fucking slapdick. God damn it.
What up, bitch?
Look at this fucking hat, bitch.
What's going on, Pat?
What are you lying about today? What are you lying about today?
Everything.
Hey, it's good seeing you. It was good seeing you last week. Appreciate seeing you last week. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Pat lost more weight.
Pat looks slim.
Pat lost more weight. I've gained fucking weight.
Pat look in shape like me.
You get it? There we go. Yeah, we see him perfect.
Ooh.
He striped it, coach. It's right at the pin.
Right at the pin.
And look at his shoes too, y'all. Zoom
Dang.
in on Pat's shoes right now. Golly.
Was that a fucking
home, coach?
Probably gotta call. We might have to smoke a ham.
Yeah. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
Nah, that's like, I say there's 2 things undefeated: pussy and new pussy. But these guys don't. This is the realest show on planet Earth. Everybody, sound the like. You get inside. It's the corral. Hey, the court's unbelievable, huh?
Of course, unbelievable. I mean, it's out the pin right now.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
Never come.
He can't invite you to everything, JB. Golly.
No, I can't even go to the shit. He invites me all the time. I fucking can't go.
Never
Why
go.
can't you go?
2 fucking dinosaurs at home.
Well, then you gotta come watch the dogs, Smitty, and I'll go.
Nah, go fucking send them dogs somewhere else.
Or you just come. He'll fuck that. His ass will stay home.
Yeah, that's how we gonna start doing things, right? Yeah, there we go, Pat. Yeah, I like that.
Hey, you just started second hole?
Yeah, goddamn, it's gonna take a month to play.
Well, who's the pro, or who's the amateur guy? Is there any celebrities and shit?
No, CC's bad dude. He's playing ahead of me, and Wayne's playing with Dustin. I don't know who the hell
Gretzky?
Yeah, I don't know who else they got out here. I didn't see. The tee time's all day, so I don't have any idea.
Is Anthony Kim out there?
Oh yeah.
How's he coming along better?
Yeah, he's doing good. I talked to him for a while. He, goddamn, the guy's been out of the game for 12 years. He shows up with this goddamn rental set or something. I'm like, bro, you gotta, the time, it ain't the same game and equipment than when you left. So he's starting to work. I told him the first 2 weeks, I said, bro, you gotta get your feet wet. You've been out of this thing forever. So I've been talking to him, giving him some advice and all that kind of shit. Just told him, hey man, people are behind you, and just take it slow and get your feet wet again and get going. And he's coming. He's trying hard. He's doing good. So everyone's pulling for him.
Nah, that's sweet.
He's doing good.
Glad to hear that. I know I know he looked up to you. He's been looking up to you for a while.
I'm basically the only guy that knows him. Because he left in 12. He left the Houston Open in 2012. I mean, shit, no one out here. I mean, there's kids that were 5 when he left. Didn't even know. I mean, he never seen. I told him, I said, bro, you never seen kids like what is now. I mean, you got hundreds of kids that are 19 to 24. They're just superstars. Back in the day, we saw the Cat and Phil and Furyk and Ernie and Retief and Couples and all these guys, but they were all right. All 38 to 40, right? So he never seen anybody like him. He was a superstar back in the day, but now these kids are so young. They hit it 40 yards by everybody. It's just a whole different player. And I said, look, and I just need to get wrapped up in that, but you're gonna have to get your game going because these kids are ready every day. Every day, they work their ass off. They play hard. They hit it a mile. They're just so competitive. They're not afraid of anything either. So, but he's getting it. It's good. He's getting it. It's good. I think he'll be fine. He's got a couple years to to play and then kind of see what happens. But he'll get there.
Pat, do you feel like the overall play is a lot better now than it was, like, I guess even 10 plus years ago?
Yeah, I mean, even the kids, like Speed and JT, and you got, Brooks is still young, and Patrick Reed, and there's so many young, good players now. It's unbelievable. Even out here, we get this Caleb Surratt, Chikara, and Wolf, and I mean, kids just hit it a mile. We got so many young kids that are so good now. It's incredible. The game, but they, I don't know. It's just it's a whole different. Back in the day, the strategy of the game was to hit it and play and hit it on the green and try to make putts. Now these kids hit it a mile. They just hit it over all the shit. They hit as far as they can, hard as they can, and they just shorten the courses. And it's all speed. It's just different. I mean, technology has helped a little bit too, but the kids just are more athletic than they were back in the day. I mean, you're finding, back in the day, everyone was my size. They're 5'10", 5'8", not very big. And now you got all these kids that are 6'3", 6'4", monsters that don't realize that they can make a ton of money not playing football or baseball, and it's just a whole different generation of player.
Yeah, JB. Incredible. I mean, our athletes are a lot better than your athletes, JB. Is what he's saying.
Pat. Now again, he's talking golf, not fucking basketball and football. They're worse than ever. Hey.
What's going on? We are back, man. We are back. Coach AB Show with Big Smitty in our final hour. Make sure if you ain't hit the like button yet, man, and subscribe, become a member. Make sure you do that right now. We're going to end this show the last probably 5-10 minutes answering members-only questions. Members-only questions. Make sure you become a member, man, if you haven't already. And be sure to support Big Smitty in various ways. Number one, go to, after this show, of course, tonight, whenever, go to the Porch Podcast on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. That's my separate podcast. And it's the summertime is here, y'all. If you're trying to work out, look good, get your summer body ready, go to LFT clothingbrand.com. LFT clothingbrand.com. Get your t-shirts, your hoodies, your sports bras, your leggings, your shorts, all the gear you need, man. Live for today, man. Using activewear to spread a positive message. Support your boy.
Yeah. So let's dive into
Jerry said, hey, for everything you said, forget everything you just said. Like, I don't care about nothing you talking about.
I got some questions for you.
I got some answers for you.
You struggle. My question's been really good. I think you struggle a lot.
Yesterday, you caught me off guard. It was tough.
Here we go. Smitty's questions. Your favorite way to spend a weekend?
Going to the farmer's market, working out early in the morning, going to the farmer's market, grabbing some sort of outdoor lunch, whether that's eat some kava, some sort of Mexican spot, what have you. And then honestly, bro, for the most part, I'm a homebody. Coming back home, watching some sports or some crime shows with the wife, crime show with the wife, or going to a sports bar. If my wife is gone, work, whatever, going to like a sports bar with the homie. So it's like, if I'm at home, I'm chilling with the wife. We watching shows and shit, binge watching BMF, whatever. If she's gone and I'm hanging with the homies, it's more of a sports bar vibe. We're watching, NBA playoff, UFC, whatever. We got drinks. Either way, food is always going to be involved. And just chilling. I don't like to do clubs and stuff like that. At this point, I don't really like. I like to eat, sit down, lounge type vibes, hanging around, just relaxing and just enjoying the day. And if I can incorporate some outside weather in some way, definitely do that as well.
All right. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I would call myself a morning person.
This show's had to change you.
Yeah, I think I'm a morning person. I think I've always been a morning person, though. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Just because, how as athletes, you damn near ain't got no choice. Like since I was like 14, 15 or whatever, I've had to get up at like 5:30 or something in the morning. Like every you know what I'm saying? For like a long, because we had morning workouts at high school. I don't know what y'all did in like high school out here, but we had morning workouts at Warren, obviously college, and then my first job was like a true like 7 to 5, like when I was in Indiana. So I still had to get up early. So I would say I'm more of a morning person only because it takes me like 5 minutes to just wake up. Like once I get up, I wash my face, brush my teeth, I can go fucking run. Like I'm up. Like it's not a long process to get me going. So
third question. What childhood memory has never left your mind?
So I used to hoop. It was 6th grade. We had like township, like specific whatever teams or whatever. So like Warren Township was like one of the major townships, obviously, out in Indy. And we had like a 2-team split where so I went to Creston Middle School, which is in Warren Township. We had Creston, Stony Brook, Raymond Park. It was like the 3 major middle schools in Warren Township. Creston was a big middle school. So for the basketball teams that we had, it wasn't for the school. It wasn't for the school's actual basketball program. It was for like an exterior township basketball program. And they had to split the school up into like 2 teams. So it was 2 Creston teams. So we played each other around the end of the season. We've been talking shit to each other all year long. You know, all of our homies are on both teams, whatever. We're winning late. It's like probably like 30 seconds left. We're winning. A cat from the other team makes a turnaround, like fadeaway mid-range, and takes the lead by 1 point. I immediately sprint down the court full speed. Our point guard, he gets the ball, goes all the way down the court on the sideline. They trap him. I'm in the paint wide open, like wide open. He passes me the ball. I'm right under the rim, right in front of it. And I'm like, the clock is ticking. I'm like, okay, do I try to just swish it or do I just throw it off the glass? You got to think, I'm in 6th grade. I'm shorter. So, like, even though I'm right under the basket, it's kind of a decision right now of how I want to place it. I throw the ball up, man. Hits the back of the rim, the side of the rim, falls off. The big fella from the other team who was like fucking 6'2" in 6th grade named Brent jumps up, grabs the rebound. We lose the game. Bragging rights. I cried at the end of that game, man. And to this day, it haunts me because I know I could have and should have made that. If I make that shot, I'm a legend. I'm like, I make the game winner, all this. Like, it was a big deal. Like, it was a lot of shit talking. Crowd was fat. Parents talking shit. It was a big deal. And to miss that shot, man, I was just like, fuck, man.
Hey, Rand W., you said you're out twice now. Nobody gives a fuck. You're a nobody. You're a nobody, homie. Nobody cares who you are and if you're out or not. You get
Randy
no pussy.
White.
You get no pussy. You have no money. You are a nobody. You're a zero. You need to be on this show to be recognized as somebody. But at the end of the day, you suck your mama's titty because you're a nobody. Nobody cares, bitch boy. Bye-bye.
Nobody.
All right,
nobody cares. Nobody.
I gotta make it make sense. JB's Make It Make Sense is a very, very critical element of this show. Real quick, because I got something to tell you. Herschel Weingrod. Don't know if you know who that is, Smitty. He was the producer of both Space Jams and several other major hit movies. This is him yesterday. Take a look.
Oh, fuck. What's your name?
Who are you?
What's your name?
Who are you?
Why are you suing my fucking daughter? What's your name? What is your name?
Boris. My name is Boris.
Boris, what's your name? Shake my hand.
What's the problem?
Why are you suing my daughter? You know how old she is?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No.
What the fuck you thought was gonna happen here?
Nothing. We're gonna have a pizza. I don't know.
Pizza? Yeah, you don't know? How old is she?
Brad.
You know how old she is?
I matched with her. She was 23.
23. Is that what the conversation looked like?
You know the text messages? She was 23 on a
23.
dating site.
On a dating site?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was 23 on
How old is she?
Site. I have no idea.
Lila, how old are you?
15. I'm sorry. She was 23 on a dating site. All we've done is
So she didn't tell you how old she was?
She did.
She did?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She said she was 15.
How did she tell you how old she actually is?
She said she's 15.
She said she's 15. Why are you here? Why are you sitting here?
I'm just having a...
With a fucking 15-year-old?
Having a pizza.
Piece of pizza with a fucking 15-year-old.
It's not against the law.
You think that's okay?
I think it's not against the law.
It's not against the law?
No.
Is that all you spoke about to her?
We've just been talking.
Really?
Yeah, we've been talking and flirting. It's not a big deal.
Where are you going?
I ordered a pizza. I'm going to go.
Okay, have a seat. Have a seat.
Why?
I'll sit with you. I'll eat pizza with you. We're just having pizza, right?
Sorry.
Sit right here.
Sorry.
Sit right here.
Sorry.
Where? I don't know. Whoa, excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
You said you wanted a kiss, touch, and lick, whatever?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's just weird. I don't understand what people
So you're a
say.
pedophile trying to meet a 15-year-old. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. It's not a boy. It's a girl.
Whoa.
Yeah, you are.
Wait.
We need to hear audio. We need to hear audio.
Look at this guy. Look. Clown. All right. Let's go. Let's go.
That's LA. It's downtown, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm going to say.
He's on Grand Street. I know exactly where he's at.
What are you doing? It's like.
I'm like, we can't grab him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't grab him.
Nope.
You can't do that.
Let him go. Let him go. Just hold it.
What do you guys want to do? He tried to meet a 15-year-old.
Trying to meet a 15-year-old.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do in this case?
In this case?
Filming, or you trying to arrest him, or?
Yeah, the cops are on the way.
Yeah.
Well, just let everybody know in your building at $1,000 Windsor, there's a pedophile that lives here.
Yeah, well, you guys have it in camera and everything, right?
Okay.
So, all evidence. I guess if you guys come daytime, at the office, they will help you with whatever information you guys want.
Let's go. We got another one to catch.
This is not staged, FYI. These are real. They go out and do this. One of them's a bodybuilder. They go out and find pedophiles.
Vitaly, I think he, like 10 years ago, he been an online social media guy for a long time. I think when he first started, he would make funny videos. So I think people think like they're assuming stuff is fake, but now you could tell like that's real. You could look it up too. Like that is disgusting, bro. That's
here's the thing.
I don't get it, man.
Herschel Weingrod, that man right there that they were after, produced both Space Jams, several other big-time hit movies, was caught red-handed being a pedophile with a 15-year-old. Hollywood is full of disgusting pedophiles. And to know that there are many of yours and mine heroes out here, because listen, be real. We grew up looking at some of these people as heroes. Committing these heinous crimes is just disgusting. And just food for thought. I know Smitty and I play with this all the time, and we fuck around, and we do these things. But when we saw the videos of LeBron James with the alleged weirdo P. Diddy, it makes you think, how deep really does this run? How deep is Hollywood creeps? Like how Hollywood is full of these creeps. And it makes you wonder why Robert Downey Jr., Mel Gibson, and Denzel Washington have started their own production company just to get out of these weirdos' way. This is sad and disgusting. I wonder if parents of these children actually know and accept it for money. That's the part that affects me as a father of a daughter. I wonder how many parents have just taken the sacrificial lamb and said, you know what, take the money. It's a mockery, man. I believe that there's so many of these guys out there that we've heard stories of, from Oprah Winfrey to Tyler Perry to Puff Daddy. I mean, the elite of the elite. And I think a lot of parents know it. This was real. They actually had the police come and try to arrest the guy. I don't believe they could because there wasn't any act that took place other than the meet and greet. But I guess they're checking on his online now. Now, this is a guy that'll be like a Harvey Weinstein. It'll come out later that he's been talking to fucking underage females probably forever under some alias social media site or dating site app. Vitaly or whatever his name is, they clearly set the girl up to go find these type of guys. And I'm glad these guys do it because we got Nickelodeon, Disney, all these people are coming out, man, are just like, it's riddled with this disgusting fucking infestation pedos, man. It's sickening to see this shit. I don't know where to go from here, but I'm glad they caught this fuck. But it just makes you think, like, does LeBron know more than we think? We've seen it with Puff Daddy. We've seen great guys. How many athletes are involved in all this that we don't know about, that are on the elite of the elites? I'm not accusing LeBron of doing anything. LeBron taking a video with Puff Daddy, two things could be true in Smitty's case.
I mean, Diddy is taking pictures with everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know. Everybody's been in the video.
We don't know
everybody.
who's who.
Yeah.
We don't know who's who.
Yeah,
LeBron. You can say all the shit. It doesn't. I don't get the vibe from LeBron that he's out there doing these things with kids. Would it shock me? It would shock me, but it wouldn't like, oh shit, no way. Now at this point in my life, seeing what I've seen, nothing shocks me anymore on who's who and what has happened from the Bill Cosbys to the goddamn, you name it. We've seen all these different people in this business. It's unbelievable, man, on the people that have such an influence that a lot of us call heroes growing up, who are now doing what we see. These guys are huge influencers of some sort. And these guys are
disgusting, bro. I just don't understand why. Like, why is this such a thing in Hollywood specifically? Why it's like I don't understand why you want to fuck with kids. That I don't like that as a man. That doesn't even like or woman either way. Like it doesn't do nothing for me. It's a kid. Like I don't look at a kid and get aroused or get like that. That doesn't make sense. You know, and I have a little sister, so I always just get a little bit more I'm a little not biased, but even more extreme because my sister's 16. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, I would kill somebody if that happened. And I'm not scared to say it because like it is what it is. You know, like I just don't understand how you can be a old ass man, grown ass man, and have any sort of want to mess with a kid, man. It's disgusting. You know, they deserve the worst shit to happen to them, in my opinion. And yeah, it makes you think about just how many directors, how many people just in that industry are really doing it. And then he tried to like lie. It says she's 23 on her profile, and then as the conversation kept going, he was like, "Did she tell you her age?" She said, "Yeah, she's 15." What the hell are we talking about here? Why were you trying to lie to me? Like, so I don't know, bro. It's disgusting. But it's a shame he didn't get arrested though. So he's still free to continue to do what he's doing. He can change, he can create a new profile, changes his name, and keep the same thing rolling now because unfortunately it's kind of weird. It's like you're glad nothing happened to that girl, obviously, but it's like you needed something to happen in order for him to actually get in trouble. So it's like it's kind of fucked up. So it's
all tied in too. The elites are all tied in because you got the movie producers on the biggest side of the industry, movies, and then you got the music production guys who are on the biggest side of music. All of them have been tied into these things, from Clive Davis to being one of the biggest known guys out there to Harvey Weinstein to this fuck. This is a guy we just got wind of who's created Space Jam, which is targeted to kids. The Nickelodeon crew, the Disney crew. You know 71% of America want Disney to drop the LGBTQ alphabet mafia takes and just get back to family orientation. Of having a park and a Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and being around the kids. 71% of America wants that to end, but we won't end it because the minority's voice is louder than the majority's voice. And I don't know how that makes sense. The minority controls the majority in a lot of this shit. 71% of America wants Disney to get back to being grassroots, family-oriented, take my kids to have fun, enjoy the fucking costumes that are played by characters and Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and Donald Duck, take rides, do rides, all this shit, but we won't. We're going to continue to push a narrative of LGBTQ. You can't even walk into a simple Target anymore without being pushed in your face something with a rainbow, something with a trans, something to target kids. Everything's attacking kids. I've never seen a weaker generation of people. And this is people my age and older pushing the narrative towards the young. And that's why I never blame kids, because kids only know what they know and don't know what they don't know. I think this year has created a narrative. I'm glad to see the roast of Tom Brady going against the woke organization that's such as Netflix and dropping bombs on them, being anti-woke, saying shit that's just straight up comedy again, being comical again. I don't understand why in major organizations, Target and walking in certain places that you see. It's crazy. I was in Target the other day and I'm like, and I was with someone and they're like, yeah, that's why I don't come here no more. And I'm like, really? I did not know it was this bad. It's really that bad, dog. It's really got made up humans on banners in Target that are pushing what they're wearing and what the kids should wear. They've created get-ups, outfits they sell at Target that are for females to have a penis area. So I don't know. I don't either. Your camera went out. Or it's real. Your whole internet went out or something. You're blurry as hell. I
look good on mine, but I do the bars look low on the screen. I don't know what happened. Just
damn. Yeah, he went out. Smitty's whole internet went out. He has Boost Mobile to the fullest. Let's dive into a take that Tyreek Hill just made about Austin Rivers. Take a listen to this. Lacrosse. Ty Hill said, Robert Griffin, RG3, said, all sports fans, this is a safe space. Who are the better athletes, football players or basketball? Tyreek Hill said lacrosse. He's trolling, obviously, like our great friend Jeff Nadu's doing in the chat. But listen, apparently another person has come out too, one of Austin Rivers' former high school teammates. I watched him say he quit football after one day because it was too hot and the coach was yelling at him. This is one of Austin Rivers' teammates, and that's Philip Dorsett II, who's come out and said, Austin, you are cap, as y'all youngsters say. Y'all cap. He played with him and said, I watched you quit. What gives these guys the audacity to come out and say something like this? That's so fucking asinine when you know there's secrets out there. There's skeletons in your closet, homie. You got a guy that played with you who knows your cap, as you would say. What gives these guys the audacity? Because they get a platform and they fill themselves? Are they like the Denver Nuggets of the NBA, filling themselves, have no humility? And I'm glad you came at Matt like that. That was good. I was about to jump in too because I was thinking about the other thing. The lack of humility is the part that Matt's forgetting. Like, no, you beat the Lakers once, but you have 18 rings to catch up to them.
Right.
17. Like, come on, man, pump your brakes.
And that's what I was saying. I was like, let me let Matt just cook because I don't feel like arguing. But I'm like, bro, like you talking about the Lakers can't talk shit. I'm like, Lakers been doing this shit for just a fucking beginning. So I'm saying that was my whole point. Nuggets got one funky ring, and they're feeling themselves, and
they're struggling to repeat, which the Lakers have done three times.
Yes, and it goes back to my Smitty said so yesterday. I'm like, that's what I'm seeing. This team got too fucking comfortable, subconsciously, whatever, and now you're seeing that right here. They're out on the court expecting shit. They're expecting the game to just come to them. They're expecting foul call. They're expecting we're at home. The ref should be on our side, and they're having that. That's why they're pouting because things aren't going their way. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm glad Philip Dorsett said that, and shout out to Philip Dorsett. I don't know him, but his wife actually went to Ball State for a little while, so I know who she is. And I'm glad he called him out. It's like, bro, if you're gonna be the one that sends the message out, at least like beat Matt Barnes, at least. You know what I'm saying? Like if Matt would have said it, I still would disagree, but at least Matt has like the resume of a football player who did it, and I can respect it. Your ass didn't even play it. Your ass allegedly quit because it was too hot. They were hitting too hard. It was too tough. You didn't want to run 110s with helmets on and pads on. Like, make it make sense, bro. It's just
and G Wizzle, let's not start with the baseball conversation. You had a guy who was a friend of mine named David Boomer Wells, who pitched for multiple years in Major League Baseball at 350 fucking pounds, who couldn't move off the mound, who was a wobble body at best. Shut the fuck up. It is a finite, detailed sport, baseball. Okay? Let's just be clear. Hitting a baseball is a hand-eye coordination talent that is the hardest part of the sport.
Yeah.
Every other position is not the fucking elite of the elite, okay? I could sit in right field and not even get a ball hit to me in an entire 9-inning game. Shut the fuck up and stop comparing baseball players to any elite athlete. It's just like golf. Having an eye for a fucking 6 to 8 inch break make putt is another finite, detailed sport that you have to be specific in. Baseball athletes, although there's been great ones, no question, don't compare them to fucking elite athletes. Stop. Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do of any sport. That is a hand-eye coordination thing, not an athletically gifted thing, okay? Ask Barry Bonds. Now, he had to have a fucking unbelievable hand-eye coordination to hit those home runs. I don't give a fuck if you're on steroids or not. You have to make contact. So Barry Bonds gets all the utmost respect from me for the eye contact. Ken Griffey, all the great hitters, Pete Rose, fucking Carl Yastrzemski, fucking Tony Gwynn, all these guys. But the bottom line is there's a bunch of fat fucks out there that can't play any other sport. So stop. And Deion and Bo Jackson and others have dominated in both sports. Just so we're clear.
At the same damn time.
I go fucking play football. So miss me with your take. Now,
JB, I'm my fault. Did you see what JJ Watt said to Austin Rivers?
No.
He came out. He said, "You don't got a job in either right now. Go ahead and try it."
Is that real?
Yeah, it's Bleacher Report. It's real deal. JJ Watt.
JJ's talking about coming back too. Possibility coming back. Let's dive into an awkward duo that linked up yesterday. Not only did they link up there, I texted Jason while he was there. He took AB out to dinner as well after. Here's a clip of them sitting down.
An excitement. They're looking forward to Caitlin Clark. Is it Harry? They're looking forward to Shedeur Sanders. You know, he got dildos in his bags and shit, jumping out the car with his outfit sideways.
What's
jokes?
I know, but
it's entertainment.
And again, I'm not a big Shannon Sharp defender, but man, you hard on Shannon Sharp, man.
He hard on himself. He taking back shots, front shots. I don't know what's the deal with Shannon Sharp. Is Shannon Sharp a part of a rainbow? Is he a leprechaun or no, Mr. Whitlock? Is he or is he not? What's your guess?
Mr. Whitlock.
I've stated my opinion.
Is he a booger or no? Is he a booger or no?
What's a booger?
Like some in your nose you pull out like the closet when it's like super stuck.
Hold on. AB, you just went from the media's super hard on black athletes.
Exactly, because the black people in the media is like you can acknowledge it and say it. So now when a black athlete comes from out the media,
not black.
He's not black?
I'm asking you.
He's Armenian?
No, I'm asking. He's black, and you're being incredibly hard on him.
Yeah, because he's a part of the media, just like you, and you guys can't acknowledge or can't even say black players are getting scrutinized harder than white players. Like you just said, no one ever said Tom Brady pay his baby mom $30,000, but they gonna say AB pay his child support baby mom. Why is that? I'm asking you. You in the media. You're a black guy in the media. No one ever once said about a white guy baby mom. Tom Brady got a baby mom. You know that, right?
Yes.
So why no one write article about what he paid child support?
It's perhaps a tiny bit more nuanced in terms of his baby mama keeps a very low profile.
They went on and talked about Biden and Trump as well. Got into politics, of course, with Whitlock. He was going to bring that up. AB said, I would never vote for Biden. He's shitty and shit on himself.
And he asked Whitlock, he said, He said, "You shared yourself before?" And Whitlock said, "Honestly, I have."
That's good for Whitlock to get that. I'm surprised that that's even a combo.
When I saw that, I was talking to my homie yesterday, and I was scrolling while I was talking to him. I said, "Hold on, bro." I said, I just saw Antonio Brown on Jason Whitlock's show, and not just on the show from like virtual. He's in person on the couch.
Then they went out to eat dinner. After.
They out to eat. I'm like, in a million years, I would have never thought I would see that combination.
But see, people don't know about Whitlock, and I know more about him than a lot of people. So do you. Whitlock is black. Like, let's just keep it real. Not only, I want to be clear. You know what I mean, Smitty? Like, a lot of cats don't realize. Like, and he's not gonna hide or duck or run from nothing. Like, he goes in public too, and all the people he talks about. Like, I've been in areas where Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, and him are in the same place at the Pump Brothers event, and he don't care, dog. And they go at it online all the time. Matt and Steven Jackson call Whitlock shitlock.
Yeah, they do now.
They got beef, homie. They had beef then. This was just a few years ago.
I've been rocking with Whitlock since 2018 when I came to Fox. I was on the show. Like, Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson used to be on our show.
Yeah,
as guests. Like, I've been out to eat with Stack and Whitlock and Steakhouse.
Even then, though, I used to know. I know Matt back. I've known Matt way back then, and they still though.
Yeah, I think Matt has always kind of questioned. He wasn't for sure, but Stack used to actually like Whitlock, like contrary to belief. Like, he used to come on the show and be like, man, that's why he always say Whitlock's one of the smartest cats he knows. He would say that all the time. And I think after the George Floyd situation happened, and Whitlock made some very controversial statements. Obviously, George Floyd being Steven Jackson's boy, that's kind of when I think that was the moment where it was like, all right, I'm off him, and it just kind of went away from there. So, but nevertheless, yeah, I mean, that's big for him and his show, and it just when I saw it, I'm like, this is a very interesting pair.
You know, it's ironic though if you go back to this, be real on this show because we're a real show. Whitlock started to call out Stephen A. Smith heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's become huge now. And Stephen A. came back at him, and then they're going back and forth. And now, if you haven't noticed, Stephen Jackson and Stephen A. have a beef going on when Stephen Jackson defended Stephen A. over Whitlock. And now, ironically, Stephen A. and Stephen Jackson now have a personal beef going on. And Stephen A. brought Matt Barnes on his show to talk about the beef with Stephen Jackson that just happened the day before.
Yeah.
So, like,
I saw that.
It's all ironic that Whitlock has brought this to the fucking forefront, and now it has Stephen Jackson and Stephen A. beefing.
Stephen Jackson basically called him a snitch. Basically, in so many words, he was upset the fact that remember Stephen A. came out a couple weeks ago saying that he called the NBA front office about the why Russell Westbrook wasn't suspended, and Stephen Jackson kind of took that on some like why the hell you calling on a player to be suspended? Like that's some that's some sucker shit basically is what he said. Stephen A.'s defense is like, bro, I'm a journalist. I'm not calling for him to be suspended. I'm calling to understand why he's not suspended when other players who have done similar things have been suspended. I want to get an understanding so I can explain that on my platform because I indirectly work for the NBA. So that I think that's where the misunderstanding was. Matt Barnes was like, listen, Stephen A. still my guy. I didn't like this comment. I didn't like what he said. And Stat was like, man, fuck that. He was like once I got homies that used to be my homie, got out of jail, they told, and we never be cool again. So like he's taking himself to like a street level, comparing to that. I don't think it's.
And I call
bullshit.
bullshit.
So,
I call bullshit.
Yeah, so
I call bullshit.
But I'm saying that's the situation for the fans who don't know what we're talking about.
Nah, and I call bullshit on the whole street thing with Stephen Jackson. I'm gonna keep it real, and I know Stephen Jackson, but let's keep it funky. I don't know. Let's dive into something else. The Raiders made a very interesting signing. They signed Andrus Peat. Now, this is a former Pro Bowler. And they also drafted Jackson Powers Johnson. who the Raiders have kind of solved or solidified a lot of questions that Michael Lombardi came on this show and talked about in protecting if it is Aiden O'Connell or Minshew, have to protect them up front. I think the Raiders have addressed those issues. Do you think the Raiders are more of a serious organization today than they were at draft day when everyone scrutinized the pick of Brock Bowers?
Yes, I think they're more serious right now than they were last year for sure, but I guess you would say even from the draft, because adding offensive lineman who's a veteran is obviously going to be beneficial. But if I'm being honest, in the grand scheme of things, do I think the Raiders are going to be serious contenders this season? I don't, because at the end of the day, they're still in the AFC West, and Chiefs are going to be king. I know I was wrong last year, but a broken clock is right twice today. I think the Chargers are going to be good this year, especially with Harbaugh and some of the picks they made and beefing up their offensive line as well. Also getting some wide receiver help. I think the Chargers are going to be a lot better this year. So, I think at best the Raiders are number 3 in their own division, and I don't know if that's good enough to make a playoffs. Get a playoff spot, maybe a wild card. I don't know. So, I guess what I'm saying is I do think they got better, but I question if they improved enough to where it's going to actually matter, is what I'm saying.
I don't know if I'd put them below the Chargers right now. I think I might have them ahead of the Chargers.
I don't know what Aiden O'Connell is yet. I like him, but I just, when I think about the quarterback play, I don't know. And Herbert got hurt last year. Now, granted, they weren't playing that good anyway, even when he was there, being real. But he got hurt in the rest of the season. So I think a healthy Herbert, you got Harbaugh over there. I just, experienced coach, and I like AP everything he's doing, but he's still young. He's still new. This will be his first full season as a head coach. I can't put him in front of Harbaugh in terms of experience and what everything he's done. So I think you got the coaching advantage, you got the quarterback advantage.
I don't know. I'm gonna put all that in. Listen, I love Harbaugh, and I think he's a game changer. I don't know if year one though is his biggest. He's got a 3-year plan for success, like all coaches do when they take a job. His first year is rebuilding a culture, in my opinion. They'll be competitive. They may even be one of the 3 teams in that division to get into the playoffs. I think that highly. I don't know. The way the Raiders finished the season, being on the cusp, beating Kansas City, having a great final 5 or 6 game run with AP as the head coach, I think that momentum is carrying over. I think the Raiders got better, regardless of the quarterback position. I'm a believer in Aiden O'Connell. I don't believe Minshew should be the starter. I believe Aiden O'Connell should be. I think Minshew should be in his role, fit comfortable as a backup. I think they got Zaire. I think they're going to run the football. I think they're going to play defense. I think they're going to be solid with double tight end sets, get the ball to Devontae Adams, solo one-on-one. I think the Raiders are actually ahead of the curve as far as just adding a coach with Herbert and let's say plug and play. I think they have a lot of deficiencies on the perimeter for Herbert. I think that they have to solidify offensive line in LA first with the Chargers, which they're trying to do.
I think I'm about to say that's what they're doing.
That takes time. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket with a rookie offensive lineman, even though we took him at number 5 or whatever, Joe Alt. I don't believe that's just a game changer that's going to change the whole fucking dynamic of the AFC West. There's a lot that goes into offensive line play in the NFL.
They also got a guard, I think, like Brent Lang, I think, during this offseason. Like, there's been other moves, too, but I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
So they got a lot of holes to fill on that team still. They got a good D-line, but they lost some guys. They gained some guys. They got wideout problems all over, wideout deficiencies all over the roster. You got to get some wideouts still at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you have to be – because until Herbert can prove that he is on Mahomes' level making shitty players better, then I got to question what Herbert is, even though there'll be more control on offense with Harbaugh calling it. More play action, more boot naked, more controlled with Herbert to be more efficient with Herbert. I believe that will happen under – we're not going to just be chunking it around because we got a big arm quarterback like they have been. That's why I think Herbert has struggled to win a playoff game. I believe it's going to be more controlled. It's going to be a philosophy that is conducive for success in the playoffs. So I agree with the hire of Harbaugh. I don't know if that's going to plump them right over. I think the Raiders got momentum. I think the place is excited to play for AP. The Raiders got better up front to go along with Max Crosby, who I believe is the best pass rusher in football. I believe they got another guy to go with them inside as a 3 technique. They're going to be really good up front. The secondary's gotten better. If Jack could just stay solid and stay rooted. I talked to Jack, who I've coached, Jack Jones, uber talented kid. Just has to stay focused. And AP stick his neck out for that kid to go to the Raiders. I don't know if you saw, but AP even came out and said it took a lot for me to get him here. Ownership did not want him. He had baggage leaving New England, et cetera, et cetera. So AP said, listen, I want this kid. And he got him. And now Jack has to stay the course because he is uber talented. He picked 6 on Pat end of the year on Mahomes. He knows how to play the position. He's a super talented corner. But can he stay focused? And then that other secondary those other pieces in the secondary help out that front, because that front is elite in Vegas right now. So I think that the Raiders may be a little bit ahead. And then
I think that front in LA is elite too. Don't forget Khalil Mack had like 20 fucking sacks last year. Had like a resurgence almost of his, not his career, but just like compared to the previous season. So we'll see. Yeah.
But a year is a year, and he is already old. He had he did like a LeBron James year 20 performance last year. Sometimes you see those guys get older.
Yeah, big drop.
He had like 8 sacks or something in the game, didn't he?
Yeah, he had something. It wasn't 8, but it was like 4 or 5, something crazy. Think
about that percentage overall. If you had 7 in a game, I mean, 7 in one game, bro. If you really do the math, he had about 2 a game. So like it's great, no question. Yeah, great.
I'm saying for D-lineman, that's incredible.
It's great. But he had that one freakish game, and now you're going to be older. I doubt he has another 7-sack game. But he's always done it in his career, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you for sure.
We're gonna see.
I just, as you guys know, if you've been watching this show since I've been on, I'm a big Justin Herbert guy. Last year it was weird for me. I was like, man, I just didn't expect to see this. I put a lot of blame on the head coach and who they had as the analytical guy. So bringing in Harbaugh, who everywhere he's been proven. Like he's like never failed. I don't know a time where Harbaugh we're like, damn, he was shitty. Like I just don't recall that. So you're right. It doesn't mean it's gonna happen in year 1. I'm just thinking to myself, how many more years though can Herbert just miss the playoffs though? Like, I mean, he made it the 1 year and they got that. They were rolling out the Jaguars and they came back
21, 28.
Yeah, and then they came back against them, the Jags, and they blew it. Then he missed last year. They missed the year before that. So it's like, I just don't. If they miss playoffs again this year, we got to change the conversation around Justin Herbert. He got this big ass contract, getting paid like one of the elites. We see the talent. We see he has the talent to be the best quarterback in the league, talent wise. So it's like at some point it has to translate to win. So I guess I'm just counting on him being that guy. But maybe I could be wrong. Well, you never know. Football is an interesting sport. Every year there's a team that sneaks up and ends up, balling out or surprising you and playing better than expected. This past year, I would say that was kind of the Lions. I mean, although we thought they would be good, I don't know if we thought it would be that good. The Packers, even like teams like that. So who knows? It could be the Raiders this year.
I had to block the dumbass with the dumb fucking name. All right, look. Let me dive into some hell yeah, hell nah for a minute. Hell yeah, hell no, brought to you by JB and Big Smitty's GoFundMe. GoFundMe. Check out our link. Go to GoFundMe today. Our top 5 contributors will get an invite special right here to the Slapdick Cigar Lounge and Studio, and first gaze at our studio in person, and maybe even be on the first show live in studio. So we're adding on to it. We need to get these mics and these cameras ready to go. I've already kind of furnished the place. We're going to get the place muraled and wrapped. And then the next place to go is cameras and mics. We need to help get that funded. We don't have Cash App. Smitty may. I don't have it. Nadu thinks Colorado will lose to North Dakota State. I'm kind of
keep saying that.
I'm kind of leaning that way as well because that's a culture and that's a culture thing. We're going to bite into it. But hell yeah, hell no. Smitty, boxing is still better to watch than MMA.
Ooh. I know you want to get a hell yeah, hell no on this, but it literally just depends on the matchup. Like I can't like boxing and UFC. It depends on who's fighting at the time. I can't just be like, oh, it's not an all inclusive thing. Sometimes UFC, they're all on the ground the entire time, and unless you're just into wrestling a whole bunch, that's not something that I'm into a lot. You know, sometimes with boxing, the fighters they're dancing the entire time. So it just kind of depends on who's fighting. If you're making me pick one, I would say I'm more of a boxing fan, but it's hard to say hell yeah. Like it just depends.
But is it still better to watch? It doesn't matter who's fighting.
I'll say hell yeah, boxing.
I don't watch MMA really, so I couldn't. It's just a question to you. Don't ask me. Hell yeah, hell no. The NBA playoffs have been mid. Hell yeah, hell no.
You know what? Overall, I would say yeah. Like you've had some games. I'll say hell yeah, because you've had some games and some series that were like, you know, I think this Knicks and Pacers series is going to be fire. You know, you had some series like in the first round that were somewhat interesting for a little while, but overall, it's been a lot of blowouts. A lot of just like
again last night.
Yeah, it's just tough.
Yeah, the Celtics Cavs a bad matchup for the Cavs. It seems like the Celtics probably won't have a real. I don't know if they're going to have a real test until they get to the finals. Well, I do believe. I think the Knicks can give them some trouble. The Pacers, Halliburton did not play well the other night. And they were in the game still for the most part. It took
should have won the game, honestly.
Took a miraculous performance from Jalen Brunson. So that was a good game. But then last night's game between Dallas and the Thunder was pretty much a blowout. Again, the mid Luka without his shot is mid. Let's dive into hell yeah, hell nah. The last question I have: Rudy Gobert should have played that night with his team.
I'm gonna say hell no because he chose not to. Because like I said before, in this situation, I think whatever you decide is the right answer in this situation. There's no right or wrong. It's what you decide. So I'm gonna say hell no because he decided not to do it, and I don't think that's wrong. Like Matt said earlier, it's the birth of your kid, bro. There's certain things where it's like if you're really sitting back in the locker room like this motherfucker's crazy, man. He ain't go watch the kid get born. Like I don't know. That's a different type. It's a weird mindset to me. But if you decided to go ahead and play, cool. I would respect that. Your girl cool with that. Maybe I talked about it and she was like, hey, I'm good, baby. I got my mom here. I'm good. You go play. Come see the baby right afterwards. I say, cool. Whatever decision you make is cool. But hell no. He's not wrong for watching his kid be born. Hell no.
Yeah. I'm on the hell yeah side, but again, that's my own thing. I'm old school, I guess. It is what it is. Bailey, I sent you something to bring up, at least to have a talk about real quick. I don't know if you've seen this, Smitty, but there's some news out there. I don't know how serious or truthful it is. I'm going to try to look it up. I sent it to Bailey. It's going to be interesting to see what has transpired from this. Ryan Garcia cleared a positive test for banned substance. According to MMAfighting.com, they are a certified outlet. I don't know if this is real or not, because the things he was caught for or positive for are not these things. So I'm trying to find out what that means. Bailey,
it was two things. The 19 or whatever that I don't know how to pronounce that. That was one of the substances, but it was another substance that he was tested positive for that they're not listing right here.
Osterine.
Yeah, Osterine or whatever.
I don't know if this is real. We're finding out right now. I just text Steve. I'm trying to see if this is true. We're trying to find out. Steve would know.
The latest I saw, because Mike Coppinger is a boxing reporter, analyst. He's the guy I've been kind of keeping up with everything with this. The last thing I've seen about this was that Ryan Garcia's attorney, Darren Chavez, told ESPN on Tuesday that Garcia's B sample will be opened and analyzed May 22nd. And his attorney will witness the examination. And Osterine, or however you pronounce it, is the substance that was a substance that was present in the A sample. So I guess they're trying to just check the B sample. And I don't even understand the whole difference of the samples. That's one thing I'm confused about too.
Steve said yesterday on the show that it's basically the same piss test, a different strand or something. I don't know how that works. But we got another thing I want to bring up before we do, though. I want to bring this up. What do you think about John Daly throwing out the first pitch and gunning one? Looks really natural throwing it. We saw C.J. Stroud, who's an NFL quarterback who didn't look that great doing it. He's in flip-flops and probably off of 6 beers and a smoke. John's a great friend, good dude. I texted him and he's like, JB, shit, I just do what I do. That is what he is. Stephen A., we've seen fell miserably. 50 Cent. We've seen all these guys. That is not an easy task. I would expect even me to I'd go out there and just throw it too. But I think we think that's easy in front of 50,000 to go out there and throw a ball like that and look natural doing it, not giving a fuck. I think is very daunting task. It's not easy.
I think I like the way he did it so nonchalant. He just went over there, turned it through it. A lot of these cats, they're thinking about it. They're trying to do the baseball form, put the knee up. He said, man, just throw it. Don't think, just throw it. I think that actually benefits you when you don't think about it too much. Yeah, that's impressive.
All right, I want to get into something. Monte Harrison, who was a former Major League Baseball player, has committed to the University of Arkansas as a football player. He was a 4-star recruit 10 years ago in high school.
That's wow.
Still
got eligibility?
If he didn't start his clock, dog, you can play at 80 years old. There's no rule in the NCAA for age. There's no rule at all for age. There's a morale clause in this, in my mind, but there's no rules.
And because NIL, I guess him going pro doesn't matter anymore either?
Nope.
Because there's no amateurism. Damn. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting story. I just don't see why are you leaving professional baseball, making all types of money, to go back to college to play football. Like, is he still like an active player, or is the baseball career over? Or it's his former? Okay, I'm sorry, it's his former MLB player. So I guess maybe he's just like, fuck, like baseball ain't working out. Let me just try some other shit real quick.
Give me your full take. Is that your take?
No, I mean, I think it's wild. I think it's kind of crazy to you ain't played football in 10 years and think you're gonna just wake up and go back and learn everything and play. I haven't played literally since 2015 was my last snap. I know if I have to go put pads on tomorrow, oh my god, like not just rusty, like damn near gotta not relearn the sport, but relearn so many habits. And then you gotta think your body's not the same anymore because just natural, just age. And then on top of that, you're going against like kids too. You're almost a 30-year-old going against like 17, 18-year-olds. I don't know, man. I got to read up more on this story. It's kind of insane. I just think, to me, my initial read before reading deep into it is that it's hard for athletes to transition to the real world once their sport is done. And again, it's his former MLB player. So I'm assuming that he's done playing baseball and he's probably trying to figure out what to do next. And it's hard going from being a player to being in the office with a polo tucked in So he's like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna go back to football and see if I can make something shake. But that's, I mean,
here's my let me give you. This is my wheelhouse now. Everybody in the chat,
take over, please.
You guys are asking questions. I'm gonna answer them. Number one, your clock does not officially start academically unless you enroll into 12 academic hours, meaning you take a full-time load. 12 units is considered a full-time load. 11 units is not. So you can stay in college and take 11 units, 10 units, 8 units forever. And you cannot be on full scholarship either unless you're in 12 units. And financial aid will not pay you full allotted money unless you are a full-time student either. So I just clarified everything in the questions, okay? 12 units starts your academic clock. Once you start, it'll never stop unless you go on a Mormon mission or Greenpeace. Only two ways. Only two ways your clock stops. I've had Brad Sorensen, a lot of Mormons that played for me whose clock stopped when they went to their mission. Number one. Number two, general population student, once you're in 12 units, clock never starts. If you haven't allotted or met 10 semesters, you can still go and play Division II football, but not Division I. So I'm touching on all aspects for everybody in the chat.
2, 4, 6. Oh, hold on. So I can still go play. I can go play D2.
Did you play 4 years?
No, I got hurt. I didn't play my last year. I got hurt.
They'd run your medical background, and if you're medical redshirt, did they medical redshirt you? Did you get a medical? All that plays into it as well.
I might make a comeback D2.
So look, having said that, if this kid didn't start and take 12 units, he has full clock. He can go play Division I football. Obviously, Arkansas's compliance knows he's eligible, or they would not have signed him. So he is clearly eligible because Arkansas, a Power 5 university, obviously knows by compliance issues and concerns, looked it up and said, all right, he's eligible. Let's sign him. The morale issue I have is, again, we are fucking over high school kids, junior college kids, already with a portal that is out of control. Now we add these outliers involved and add those to the puzzle with a 28-year-old former major leaguer who now is coming into the fold. Is just another backhanded slap in the face by the NCAA, non-caring assholes of America, who are, again, not in the best interest of the kid. We are seeing too many kids being left in the cold already because of the portal and the lack of recruiting high schools. Deion Sanders is not even recruiting high schools, not even doing in-home visits. Either are a lot of schools. So it's a joke to me. It shouldn't be allowed, but there's no rule against it. So it is like a gentleman's agreement type of thing. If it was me as a man, I would be like, fuck no, give that scholarship to a kid that is deserving of it. But it's not me. And so this is the world we live in. And it's unfortunate because we have 9-year guys playing at Miami right now. We have a 9th-year player who's also 28 years old at the University of Miami. So let's just be clear here.
Man, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's unfortunate. It's just the Wild West. It's a shit show. It is what it is. The NCAA is not doing anything about it, and they're just going to let it happen. But they will fucking be the judge, the jury, and the executioner at the end of the day, which is still the hypocrisy at its finest. They want all the money. They don't want to pay the money, but yet they will suspend a coach for a hamburger, and they'll take your Heisman, but they won't put an age restriction on a scholarship. Make it make sense. Been a great show, Smitty. Work Boot Wednesday. Pound the like, subscribe, become a member. Donate to our GoFundMe as we are getting closer and closer to getting in the studio. Top 5 contributors will get an invite to the studio for a live show. Plus, get to kick it, barbecue, play some poker with us. So top 5 contributors, whatever the top 5 are, pound the like. We already have a $500 contributor. We have a few $250 contributors. So
appreciate y'all, man. For real, it means a lot.
Anything over 500 would be a top contributor today, but that doesn't mean it's last. We're trying to get 10 grand. We have about, I think we're pushing 2 grand already donated. So shout out to everybody that's helped out. We'll be back tomorrow. It is Truth Telling Thursday. Woo! As Shaun King joins us, Steve Kim joins us, and maybe we'll get some special guests to join us as well. We'll have another NBA game go by, and I'm taking the Knicks again tonight to go up 2-0. But I will
taking the Spurs.
I will have some winnable picks out there.
Me too.
Major League Baseball, NHL hockey, Florida, Boston plays tonight. Get my pick on winnable tonight. And the Dodgers, Miami, Marlins. There's a lot of Major League Baseball games being played as well. So head on over to winnable.com/slap-picks and get Smitty and I picks, get Shaun King's picks, Matt McChesney's picks, everybody. Jeff Nadu's picks, you name it, we got it. Shout out to everybody. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. And we need 500 likes and we need 1,000 members. So we're at 500 members. We need 500 more. $1.99. Greatest show on planet Earth, the realest show on planet Earth. And we will see you tomorrow for Truth Telling Thursday. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing. We switch.